are so good, man. This is fucking
all right. Hey there, Beer Tube. Welcome back to Maxwell Stars Post Analysis Hangout. We're drinking tonight and we're sobering up after. Actually, we're not even drunk after all those. Ashley's drunk after having how many Coronas did he say he had before he left?
3. I think he was on 3, maybe on his 4th.
He was 3 in like 20 minutes.
I think he changed his rating to like a 9 out of 10. So
yeah, he actually totally ruined the whole scores there. Brought them up almost to a pass.
He almost crushed it.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back, and we got a whole bunch of people here. I sent some invites out to Rod and Paul if you want in. Moving along, who's drinking what and why, and how, when?
I'm drinking a Miller High Life. Why? Because I have a whole shit ton of them because I get them super cheap. It's not great, but hey, it's
not Corona.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's a little better than Corona.
Not you guess.
It is. Well, I mean, it is according to the
Corona.
can. It's the champagne of beer. Well, I've got a bunch of MGD too, and MGD is much better than this. So I don't.
Man, I'll give it to you. Yeah, man. Shut up.
That is.
Not going back to the
I really can't argue with your logic there. So yes, I am gay.
I'm drinking a alternate reality, and I just want to say, Nick, you gay.
Okay. Just because you didn't like the beers that I sent you last week.
You gay.
Anyway, I'm drinking, and this does not give me any credit. I'm drinking a Cerveza Modelo.
Oh, you're
better beer from.
What's wrong with Negro Modelo?
It's one of my go-tos, and you're no longer gay. You're no longer gay.
This is the better beer from Grupo Modelo.
Next thing you know, Nick's going to tell us he's not wearing pants.
Yeah.
Liar.
Anyway. What are you drinking? I know you're not drinking anything, so we'll move right along to red beer. What are you drinking?
I am. Here,
Okay, what are you drinking?
Man, you gay.
You knew he was going to do it. You still let him do it.
That sounds delicious.
Red beer. What are you drinking?
I got some Aromatherapy IPA by Beyond the Pale.
Man, you gay.
Yeah, why not?
Well, he's in aromatherapy. Anyway, Joe, what are you drinking?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
All right, move right over to Chris. Chris,
I'm drinking everything that Joe's drinking except for a bottle of water.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
What, nobody thinks he's gay? No one? Not
I'm drinking water.
You got to pick your spots, bud.
I don't want to come across as bigoted here. Now, we got anything to talk about?
We were talking about all the haterade on my Corona review, but
that's true. Yes.
Yeah, if you're looking for somewhere around like a half an hour of entertainment, just go to Lee's Corona with and without lime review, which has like 23,000 views. Some of the comments, actually most of the comments, are pretty fantastic.
Yeah, the entertaining part isn't the video; it's just the comments below.
You don't even need to watch the video. Really, you're doing yourself a favor if you don't do that.
Yeah,
just read the comments.
I'll show this. Like when I was doing my little research for Beer Analysis 101 on the history of Corona beer, I came across this page called Mental Itch, and on this page they had at the bottom of it, like, it had all this positive content about Corona, undisputedly the #1 beer in the United States, blah blah blah. Down at the very bottom, it's got Lee's review from 2008.
Really?
Or he absolutely shits on the beer.
You probably shouldn't put those comments on the screen.
Give you some commission for that.
I don't know. My cock is a lot of taste. Why would you try that instead? Wow. All right.
We should have our own special segment of beer tubers read mean comments.
Oh, man.
Great.
I think I read there someone said racist bitch, why you alone or something?
Racist bitch, forever alone.
Forever alone. There you go.
There's a really high number of really, really ridiculous people out there.
Well, guys, why do my parents fucking buy this?
Just want to clarify, Lee was not a fan of the beer. He was not a fan of it.
You know, he's entitled to an opinion.
Mm-hmm. People were not.
Other people feel entitled to rip him down for it.
You know, the real wacky thing is I only had the I only had to review it once to actually have a concrete opinion of it. Unlike some people out there, had to do it like 15 times on their channel.
The only downfall to that video is the fact that he couldn't monetize it because there's music in it. Because it has 23,000 views, you can get like $23 or whatever, $20.
Yeah, I could have like bought myself like a 6-pack of beer.
You could have bought a 12-pack of Corona again.
Yeah.
You could start the cycle anew.
Hey, Lee, what you don't understand is Jay Terrio is reviewing by batch. He's doing batch variation analysis.
Oh yeah, all that batch variation that he argues against. That's why he says the big guys are better because they don't have the batch variation problem.
Well, he's just confirming his hypothesis by reviewing it over and over to make sure that it isn't.
Hey, look right here. Look right here. I like
the Predator's back.
I do have taste. Right here. I like Corona. I do have taste.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Oh, he's in the comments. Fuck him.
Wait, who is?
Jay. He's in the comments.
Wasn't he the one that?
In our comments, like for this show?
No, for my video for my Corona.
Oh.
Wasn't he the one where he did the Bourbon County review and almost puked his guts out?
That was like a bad batch of Bourbon County barley wine, I think.
Oh, we got a full panel going on. Holy crap! Hey, everybody.
Oh, shit. What do we got here? I missed some people joining in. Hey, Matt, how you doing? And Craig is back in as well.
And Ashley has returned.
Matt?
And the Corona lovers here.
The Corona
Matt.
No. Well,
you drinking that Corona you tried to join in with?
no, man. Sorry, I'm skipping that one.
Watered some plants with it.
Yeah. We have like this, like every 2 to 4 weeks we have this party here, like outdoors and stuff like that. So I just had some laying around, so it just gets shoved back in that queue, you know.
I thought you were gonna say something like we have this homeless shelter nearby.
I look homeless, but you know.
That's Dr. Dave and his fucking homeless people.
Yeah, that's true.
That was pretty funny when you popped in there for like 3 seconds. I was like, "What the Matt's here?" And then the Matt was gone.
You could have joined in as long as you had the beer. But I suppose it's just Corona.
It's just Corona. You guys already do, and I know how you like to keep it all tight and professional there. Yeah.
Right.
Nick is so tight.
By the way,
Nick was so professional that he left the hangout again running without me.
I left. I hit the X button instead. I was trying to close some windows and closed the wrong one by accident.
That's awesome.
Very professional.
Anyway, Matt, if you can get that, this is next week's.
What is it?
Brewdog's Punk IPA.
I won't be able to get that. So I could probably find it, but it's probably gonna be old as fuck because no one buys it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Chris, you should be able to get it. It's in Ontario.
Yeah, Chris, it's around in our reach.
My one LCBO just got some in actually a couple days ago, so I'm hoping maybe it's not super old.
I doubt I'll be able to get it.
I wouldn't have said we could do it unless I checked the LCBO website.
Okay.
So you can get it, Chris.
I'm checking it right now. Van Sickle Row in St. Catharines, they only have 149 cans. I don't know if you can get it though.
By this
time.
Sure. Only 149 cans. Shit.
They're low on stock.
Joe, can you get it in the U.S.?
Can you check the street one, please? Thanks.
I will in a second. I should be able to get it, but like Matt said, I don't know how fresh it's going to be. They have been a bit better recently with some of their stuff because they have the Columbus brewery, so we've get some of their stuff, but I don't know about Punk IPA.
Don't they brew it in the States now?
Yeah, at the Columbus brewery.
Yeah, that would be the one they do brew because that's their flagship, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it in the last couple months on shelves, but again, I don't know if it's from 6 months ago or 4 months ago or whatever. Hopefully, it's relatively fresh.
It's been in my area for a while. I have not saw one person buy it nor drink it, but it's been here for a long time.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. I think it's an okay. It's decent.
So it's an older school IPA, right? There's, I mean.
Yep.
So what do you call a shelf turd that's not actually a good beer?
A legit shelf turd, like in
the Mix of Six section.
Yeah, Mix of Six. Wagmans? I don't know.
Just a turd.
I mean,
Walmart.
Spoilers. I don't like that beer.
There's a lot of like shelf turds that are good beers, but there's a few that are pretty bad too.
There are.
So there's some.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, there's some
There's
there's a decent amount of like shelf turds that are like shouldn't be. They just happen to be because, especially like some of the newer breweries, they whatchamacallit, they like the older breweries that are like trying to make newer stuff. They have to like fight the kind of moniker of being like a mix of six section, like old school brewery that doesn't make shit. But they're actually making like decent stuff. Do you know what I mean? They just have to fight that uphill battle of now being deemed, oh, they're just old school bullshit brewery. You know,
that's my mistake then, because I always sort of assumed shelf turd was a term for a good beer that doesn't sell.
I mean, for me, I use it for both. I guess when I like a beer and I think it's good, I call it a shelf turd. But like the truest sense of a shelf turd is the turd that's on the shelf, that's always available, never fresh, and just it's a turd of a beer. Also, Chris, Glendale Ave has 23 cans, and Lakeshore Road has 1.
Oh, dear.
Get out.
Run over.
Grab that one.
I could just imagine one random person walking in being like, today is Punk IPA Day. Probably not, though. There's also in the Falls Day, I know, obviously.
Yeah, both of them have them there.
Yeah, so you should be able to easily get it.
Is your LCBOs guys sitting around with KBS on the shelf, or the shelf turd?
Yeah, how the fuck did you pull that one off?
But here's the thing: it happened again. There's a
What?
different store. There's a different store that had a whole shitload of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, out of them just sitting there.
I almost wonder if it's just like some of these the managers of these locations who take care of the beer. It's just like in the back room, it was behind like a case of this. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden,
from one maybe, but the one in my little town, they usually stock shit. And so I don't think the beer person gives two craps about what they put on the shelf, and they had a case worth.
What LCBO right now? What LCBO are you talking about? What location? Okay, because there are 2 in Windsor. One has 208 bottles that I'm seeing.
What?
And the other has 40, 45. The one that is in Ambassador Plaza in Windsor, 208 bottles. And then the one at the Roundhouse Center has 45 bottles.
See,
Also,
those aren't the ones I went to. I went to 2 other ones out of surprise. Like, holy shit.
There is a.
I know it's different in Canada, but down here, that's everywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had their rush and it was gone, and CBS came and went, and now all of a sudden it's just popping up again. It's just weird.
If on Geneva Street in St. Catharines they have 37 bottles, so I know Chris isn't going to go get it because he's Chris, but it's.
I think I'm going to get them all.
Get them all. Yeah, they're all over the place, man. I don't see any.
$7 a pop too.
Yeah, Portage Road to the Falls, 13.
Welland, though.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's not much in Welland. You're correct.
Not much in Welland, except for this guy.
But yeah, no, you're right, Matt. Like I've Premier here, who usually would sell out of it. I went in like a couple weeks ago, and they just still tons of it. Yeah, it's just KBS now. I guess people are whatever.
See, for me, a shelf turd is a beer that has just been around for so long. You know it's good, but you just sort of take it for granted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like something like a Ransack the Universe for me. Like, I enjoy that beer. It's been around for fucking ever. I can get it whenever I want, but it always just sits there. And then every so often, like once every few months, I'll pick a few up. I'll be like, damn, this is a really good beer. But it just sits there. It's always there. You just take it for granted, right? So for me, that's what a shelf turd is.
They're the victims of the Pokemon ideology with craft beer. Everybody wants all the new shit, like Matt's saying, like the old
ticks, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get those ticks?
All the ticks.
It's like Joe, like Pigeon Hill OCP. It's a shelf.
I wish that's a great beer though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing about beer tube, though. Is that finding the shelf turd that's awesome, and then telling the whole world, and then it's not a shelf turd anymore, and you're like, "Fuck, man! Why do I have to keep my mouth shut?"
That's true. If you have more subs than yeah, no, but it's one of those things where you don't want to open your mouth for things like that, but you also want to get the word out so people know. But
I also think that reviewing those kind of beers is just a service to the community as well, like of your viewers, because they can, hey, I'm not going to just review the shit that you can't get. I'm going to review the stuff that you should try that's on the shelf. Yeah, so what if I can't get another fucking Bell's Oracle because I just hyped it up and everybody's forgot about it, but now it's gone again. I'm like, no, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
I sent you a beer mail today, Joe.
You sent me a beer mail?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited! Why?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, well, knowing where you used to be, I don't think it will be a day anymore. Then
The what?
think it'll be one day or it'll be two.
I don't. It should only be one day. Worst case, it'll be two.
What a greedy motherfucker!
No, I was
so unappreciative.
No, it was the craziest thing ever when I first sent Matt a beer mail and he returned. It was a 1 day turnaround because he lived right by the huge sorting center, the distribution center, and I was not expecting that.
Well, see, that's the part where it kind of screws me up because I make sure I put my legit address on it, but I ship it from where I work in Scranton, so it's basing all that timing off of me living in the middle of nowhere in Blairstown.
Okay.
But I ship it from Scranton. Plus, we do like industrial, like business level shipping with FedEx, so I think it just kind of gets through the system faster. So I don't know. So until it actually hits a scan and starts moving, I don't know what will happen. But I think it might be a worst case scenario too.
Yeah, I was just so I have an idea. That's all I was figuring out. So because I don't know if I want it hanging. Luckily, it's a lot cooler now. Like low 70s and whatnot. Hanging out in the sun for like 8 hours straight when it was like 90 degrees. Not ideal. But yeah, thank you very much. Once I get it one night, I'll definitely.
Yeah, it's a fun little experiment I'm doing.
Is it
I sent you and what?
Is it mystery beers? Is it mystery beers?
They're mystery beers. Yeah. But I sent you and two other people mystery beers.
Okay.
And the shtick is, I don't care if you know, but the shtick is that you have to now send three mystery beers to some other beer tuber. That's what you what you have to do.
I don't have to do shit. But yeah,
no, you don't have to.
I will though because pay it forward, right? That's how
mystery beer it forward. That's what I hashtag.
Yes. Oh, that's cool. All right.
Magical mystery beer tour.
I would send some to the Canadian guys, but fuck them. I mean, I love them all. They're cool guys.
Fuck the tariffs.
Even me, Joe.
I'll just hand mine to you if you want to come to
yeah.
Hand them to you.
I'll be in Niagara on Saturday.
You lying sack of shit. No, he doesn't leave his fucking house unless he goes to Michigan.
No,
we know this.
I got a wedding on Niagara on the Lake on Saturday.
Oh shit! You can hang out with you. Yours gonna be right around there. You guys can fucking high five.
All the Corona. Baby Yui.
Are you going to a wedding?
Baby Yui will be there. We can change his diaper.
I'm not going to a wedding. No, fuck that.
No, he's not.
Wouldn't that be funny though?
Oh, and you were to answer your question.
It's kind of funny if you came by and had sex with my cousin, who's actually the one getting married.
What, Chris?
I don't think that'd be funny.
There's not really any good breweries with good food. I mean, Oast House has got a nice fucking pig food truck in the back, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, he tried to hit me up with information. I'm like, dude, it's Niagara Falls. I don't know. There's go to Niagara on Lake across the border and drive like a half an hour. You're good to go. Yeah, like I said, if you had time though, honestly, you were to go up to well, I know, but I said if you did, you go up to Lewiston, you cross the border. There's a shit ton of places to eat, bigger places to shop. You could waste 3, 4, 5 hours and have a good time. But
no, I don't want to do that.
I know you want.
Without his mommy.
He wants to stay in the Niagara Falls section at the roadway inn and hang out with all the individuals that reside in the nearby areas.
And do some reviews with Chad.
No.
Yeah, no, he did. He already hit him up and they said they were going to do some. That's what I heard.
No.
Did you say Chet or Chad?
Both.
There you go. Check the weird science.
I'd rather review beers with
that'd be
I need
awesome.
to bring a flying carpet for that fucking review.
Chris, make it happen.
The flying carpet.
The flying carpet, come on.
Flying carpet and a flying saucer. Oh, this is getting epic.
Raining on Your Parade confirms that he's a piece of shit. I mean that KBS is still all over the place in Portland, Maine as a shelf turret. So
no one gives a
it's all over
fuck
the
about
place.
Portland,
At least it
Maine.
was all over the place in Toronto. I don't know if I haven't checked it lately, but it was super easy to get in Toronto this year.
Are they just brewing so much of it now? Is that what it is? Just tons of it?
Yeah, it has to be. You know what I mean? Like
It has to.
You know, you have to understand that it was like when this started to pop off 2 years after that Spanish acquisition.
Yeah, it was
so they probably just dumped.
They
dumped a ton of money into fucking production and space and all that shit, I assume.
It's become a shelf turret over here.
Are you serious, Craig? Really?
How much does it cost over there, though?
£7 a bowl.
£7. That's not much. I mean, to import it and fucking go across the Atlantic Ocean for like $9 American, that's still a good deal if you're fucking far way away.
That and just I don't fucking UK. I don't even know what's going on. They're ripping like fucking like line weight and hazies over there all the time. It's like like Yep's like throwing a fucking a steamer trunk full of fucking like sticker cans and selling them in UK all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, oh look, they have that fucking Veil and fucking other half and fucking Trillium just like shelving it up, over there, and I'm like, yeah.
Peter, Clueless Director, he sent me a message because they get the Brewdog box, and he's like, "Oh, if you can get this Val beer, it's the Green Ferrari." I'm like, "No one can unless you go to the brewery. Like, I can't. Well, how do you get it? Oh, I was in the Brewdog box." I'm like, "Sure, yeah. I understand."
We get a lot of that sort of stuff, Barrier, and it's crazy.
Well, I remember last summer when you and Jake, Craig, went to, they had like a Trillium Tap takeover at like a local brewery. You guys went there and you're like, well, we're going to get half pours of this. And I was like, oh, have you had any of this? I'm like, a couple things, but like they don't do that. They go to some like fests in America, like, but like they don't distribute. It's fucking Trillium. It's like they get no, it doesn't happen.
So that's what I wonder. What's in the interest for Trillium to do that, or like Bell was the certain thing that they just go places, do these tap takeovers, but they're not distributing there. I don't get it. I really don't understand the point. Other than fucking vacation.
What is the point?
Yeah, that or it could be just as easy as they're going somewhere and they're like, "Hey, we want our beer to be there because we're going to be there."
Yeah,
well, they're generally not here to get in towns. Trillium and Treehouse. I mean,
not even a matter of them like going to the tap takeover, but like for like. I know there's a local brewer by me, the Pizza Boy guy, or like to a lesser extent, we're talking about it, Joe. Like other half button Edmo, Rochester. I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
just because one of those Matt or Sam from other half has to live up that area, and he's like, I don't want to go to Brooklyn no more. I'll just buy a brewery up here, so I'm going to bring the beer to me. So they could be over there collaborating or on vacation. They're like, let's bring some kegs over just so while I'm over here. Chips here.
Or they become friends with the other brewers from fests and stuff, and they're just sometimes they're like, "Hey, we like your brewery. We're gonna, we'll fucking send you some, or we'll come." And you see the same thing, like Collective Arts just had their Collective Arts Fest a couple months ago, and you had a bunch of crazy breweries coming from the States and overseas, and they did a bunch of collabs with them, and they had their beer there. It's just like it's a big friendship, and they're a lot of harder to get breweries. So I think it's always cool to see that because you're opening up to people that can't get your beer otherwise. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's an end game as in, we're going to come over here and distribute also. I think they're friends and they want to, I guess, support craft beer.
Or the opposite, or it's just fucking straight hard legwork. And like somebody, either there's maybe there's a keg broker that's like, I can get you this stuff, and he just flies to the States and does it all on his own, just get it over there. Because a lot of these breweries, like other half, you can roll right up in other half and grab a keg or whatever pretty much you want, whenever you want it. There, you know what I mean? They email a list out every week and they say, these are all the kegs that we have. Come and get them. It's just they're not in a can, so nobody freaks out on them. So I could see somebody from the UK or whatever be like, I'll pick up 50 kegs and fly them all back over to do like another half kind of tap takeover here at my bar, so who knows?
Well, we have the same thing here, like Moorpat here. They drive down and get other half kegs and cans even sometimes and come back, and it's, they don't distribute here technically, but you can grab it and come back.
Sorry.
No, that's like by us at Eddie's Roadhouse. They get tons and tons of crazy shit, like tons of Hill Farmstead, and not just like basic, you know what I mean? Basic shit. Like they get crazy. Yeah. They get crazy stuff, and they get crazy stuff from all over the place. And everybody's like, wow, they must be lucky. And be like, no, the dude who owns that place, the father owns it, the son, Eddie, gets his ass up and drives to these places and like just busts his ass to get shit. You know what I mean? So if you put any effort, you'll get it,
But I mean, is this part of the craft beer bubble popping at some point in time? Because these are all, again, extra expenditures and extra costs that are being incurred by somebody. For what return? You know what I mean? Like I don't see the financial gain. I don't see the return.
It's a loss leader. You know what I mean? I assume. You know what I mean? Like they're just you throw one or two Hill Farmstead another half on next to a bunch of other really good beers, and people come in and drink one draft of each, and then You know what I mean? Try to drink a bunch of other stuff and eat food.
But maybe.
You know what I mean?
I could see. I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe you charge a little bit for your time, a bit more. But then there's the collaborating stuff. You know, or even just traveling to do tap takeovers when you're essentially giving away the beer or you're getting barely compensated for it.
Oh, collaborating! Like I was like when I went on Augie from Augie Carton, I went on his fucking podcast. He like literally said straight up, he's like, "You want to understand how collaborations work?" He's like, "Everybody comes to your place. You sit around for 5 minutes. You talk about the beer. You hand the recipe to the brewer. Then you take all the other people that traveled up to do the collaboration out to dinner, and you lose money." He's like, "That's how collaborations work."
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, you know what I mean? He's like,
and more often than not, the collabs don't work. Like, you know, they're very hit or miss.
Nowadays, they're way more consistent. He's like, but you have to understand. He's like, if I sell beer, because they sell beer at typically decent pricing. Like they're usually 4-packs are like $14. You know what I mean? Across the board. He's like, if someone comes and collabs with me, it's not just like some basic Pilsner. It's always got to be like, let's get all fucking wild and crazy and shit. So the beer has way higher overhead. He's like, I'm still only going to charge $16 maybe for a 4-pack. And then he's like, what am I going to do? He's like, I gotta spend $1,000 on dinner. You know what I mean? And then he's like, I don't make any money. He's like, it's just a matter of just cross-pollinating names and shit like that, you know?
Yeah. Keeping it relevant for everybody involved.
Yeah.
No, I get that, but I mean, you're talking. I mean, I know the geeks make up a decent portion of the buying populace, but there's still a great number that really don't give two shits about any of that stuff. That are going to be where you still make a majority of your money on the regular. You know, especially if you like Carton. The other half is driven heavily by the hype. But there are like, you know, like your regular everyday stuff, like those guys, like Carton, who aren't. Like he's pointing out, I don't see a benefit in doing it, and eventually the collaborating is going to phase out or slow down because it's the return is just I don't see it.
Well, it's also like he does it like because he likes to fuck with flavor and likes to fuck with weird shit. You know what I mean? Like people this is what he tells me, so take it for whatever it is. But it's like, you know, if someone calls and be like, hey man, I want to make a hazy double IPA, he never does a collab. He's like, if someone calls and be like, hey, I ate a kielbasa today. Let's make a fucking kielbasa beer, but just use like grains and herbs and stuff and simulate try to make it taste like kielbasa instead of just putting kielbasa in a boil like fucking like Evil Twin or some shit. But he does it for fun. But then there's other people who do it because it's business. And then there's the other half side of things, which is literally people want to do a collab with other half because then they become popular. You know what I mean? It's like literally, it's like kind of like, okay, I did a collab with other half. Now people will wait in line for my shit.
Yeah, that's true. But even then, like like Monkish does a lot of collaborating, other half Trillium and all that stuff. But you can still only get your stuff at the brewery. So what is the point of having other half hype when all you have is LA clientele buying your stuff?
Yeah.
Ego? What I said first off, ego.
Well, also maybe they, like I said, they're friends and they have fun. They just want to hang out and just do something. Like it might not all be business driven. I mean, it's part of it, but maybe they just want to have some fun.
Yeah. Plus, it's also wanting to keep your head above water. Like, you know, you've seen it. Everybody's seen it. Breweries that have like this kind of hype to them, and then it just drops off. And not that they die, but they're not as whatever. So they constantly try to kind of keep the pedal to the metal, keep their head above fucking everybody else's head. So you constantly throw these collabs back and forth between, you know, fucking the Veil and fucking other half and Monkish and all that kind of circle back and forth, and then everybody's kind of waiting in line for these cans because they have to have it because it's this one-off special thing that is literally the same beer over and over again.
And that's what I'm saying, though. And that's fine. And the return is like more residual, where you have repeat buyers. Just the one-off time, that one particular one, if it sells out this time or the next one sells out and it's not a collaboration. Collaboration could be essentially a waste of money if it's everything else is selling out. Who cares?
It is, but it ends up keeping their hype up because I think I've noticed it. Maybe it's just me just trying to understand it, but like, do you ever notice like that'll happen? Like, I keep saying other half because they're close to me, but other half will have like one of those crazy releases. They'll do a release with Trillium or collab with Trillium and Monkish, and then it's like, okay, 600 people showed up and it's crazy, and then they won't do it, and then eventually you'll stop hearing people talk about a crazy line at other half, and all of a sudden here comes another collab with Trillium and Monkish again, and then back comes she got to wait in line at the other half. It's crazy when you go there. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we haven't had that crazy line for a while. Let's bump it back up again with something crazy. But and what it does is ends up causing people to go there all the time because it's like a residual wave afterwards. People go back to next week and next week, and a little bit less, albeit, but you know.
But you look at Treehouse, they always have lineups, and they're not collaborating with everybody all the time. They just have the lineups every day because they keep making good shit, and that's why people go. So if Other Half is making good shit, and I'll be honest with you, I've had some good stuff from Other Half. I've had okay other stuff, but you shouldn't have to rely on it. And I think it's weird that people be spending money. I mean, collaboration once in a while is great. It's cool, like a crossover comic book. But if you do it all the time, it loses its luster. And I just think, like, what's the point after a while?
Well,
I would agree with you on that,
You're talking about the other end of the spectrum with Treehouse, though. They're going the whole, like, uber confined inclusivity kind of, we are Treehouse. No, we're not tainted by any other's vision other than Nate's vision. And this is what we do. And people come here, dude. Like, even for, like, Treehouse, I'm not saying they're not a line waiting place, but they're not as much a line waiting place as they were like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Like, they made 1,400 cases of Julius last time they made it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not making like low allotment stuff. So sure, you do have to wait in line, but you go to Treehouse on a day that they're not releasing something they never released before. You can get whatever you want up to almost a case most times, and you're in and out in 20, 30 minutes.
That'll do me.
Yeah. So.
And on top of that, now because they moved to their facility and things aren't as hard to get and the allotments aren't as has stuff changed? Is the Charlatan location not as good as? And like I said, I reviewed a couple recently and I was like, I can't really speak to that because I didn't have a lot from their Monson location. I only had a handful. But the debate is like real between whether it's fallen off or not. And I'm just like, I think maybe slightly they haven't dialed in the recipes, but there's probably a lot of people like, well, I can't, the trading value isn't there for certain beers anymore. Therefore, they're not as good anymore. I don't know. It's just weird, the debate that you hear about it.
Yeah. Treehouse is shelf turd now.
Yeah, it's a shelf turd. You don't have to wait in line for 20 minutes. It's shit. It was cool when you had to wait in line for an hour.
It's terrible. Terrible, isn't it?
Well, you see a lot of there's a lot of breweries that have that happen though. Like, I mean, you see it. A lot of people talk shit about KBS. Well, just look at KBS. Just look at KBS. Honestly, a lot of people nowadays will be. Well, a lot of people will be like, just fucking whatever. It's okay and whatnot. And it's like, I don't know. I've had the last 3 or 4 versions of it, and I still think it's pretty fucking damn good beer. And it's just hanging out on the shelf now. Yeah, they make more of it, but also, again, people don't have to wait in line. There's no trade value for it. All that stuff plays a little bit of a role of it sitting on shelves. People just the allure of having this special beer. And I can only get a 4-pack a year. I can only get a couple 4-packs or whatever. That's why it's on the shelf on top of them making a lot of it. But it's kind of that beer to me is still good. Is it as good as it was 5-6 years ago? I have no idea. But I do know that I bought that beer this year, bought it last year, and it's fucking a really good beer.
See, some people get off on exclusivity. I'm a big fan of availability. I think a good beer should be able to be tried by as many people that are willing to buy it. Whereas some people have the idea that if you can try this beer, it's not good anymore. I want to be able to only have this beer, and you shouldn't be able to get it because it's only for me, and that therefore it's the best beer ever.
Well,
but then when it becomes available, it's not good anymore.
It's not just that. It's just, I forget the fucking name of the psychological condition. I talked about it in like a podcast, like 2 podcasts ago. But there's there's a legitimate psychological thing where if I possess it, it's worth more. And if you possess it, it's not worth. It's the typical, I have it, I want to sell it on Craigslist, I want $100 for it. But then if I want to buy it on Craigslist, it's only worth $50. You know what I mean? So there's this thing where I have that combined with the FOMO shit makes people kind of go ape shit about stuff. So they're like, it used to be, I only have this thing, therefore it is worth so much more. Yep. And now since it's diluted and everybody has it, then it's not as still a great product and it hasn't diminished its returns. It's just other people have it besides me, so therefore it's not as awesome.
I just want to say that I'm going to New Glarus in a couple weeks, and I couldn't be more excited.
Oh, I love New Glarus.
Because I'm going to drink all the Spotted Cow.
Yeah, I was waiting for you, lying sack of shit. It's the last thing you're trying. You'll be drinking all the fruited beers because that's what you do.
No. Well, I'd have some of that, but I love Spotted Cow.
Yeah,
and see, no one talks about New Glarus anymore, and I love it.
So you're cool. You're I like it again. It used to be cool, but it's no longer cool. But I'm gonna make it cool, so I'm gonna drink it. And I'm cooler than everyone else because they shit on it, but now I don't. So
no one talks about it. I like it. I like the fact that no one talks about it anymore. I don't want all the. I don't need all the hype and all that shit.
It's fucking Wisconsin.
Yeah, but it's like it's honestly outside of this area, like people still view Trillium as crazy. Like outside of their like unique, their small run sours and maybe some specific barrel aged stouts, or a one-off rare IPA. Their stuff is pretty much get it whenever you want it. Just come get it. They don't distribute really. You see draft stuff in and around the city, but it's not like, oh, we're out of this. No, you just go get whatever you want whenever you want it. It's readily available. It's kind of like if you live on the East Coast, kind of how like whatchamacallit is. Who's the Bottle Logic? But like a lot of their beers and stuff like that, people will be like, fundamental observation. This.
Oh, you mean West Coast? You said East Coast. I was confused.
But I mean, how it is on the East Coast, how we perceive the West Coast. Bottle Logic, like Bottle Logic stats over there, pretty much you get them whenever you want. You know what I mean? For the most part, minus some variants, obviously, but over here, people still go apeshit for them. You know.
Well, yeah, our buddy Earth, who's on here occasionally, he just posts on tap. He's like, oh, I just got it at a local bottle shop or whatever. I think it was like $25-$30, but it wasn't like I don't think you wait in line or whatever. It was just you get it, and that was the fundamental observation, which people go crazy for. So, yeah, it all depends, man. But New Glarus, to go back to New Glarus, I love New Glarus's fruit beers. But
let's get to the central reality of New Glarus. If Ewart starts talking about it, it's not going to be cool.
No, it already isn't.
That's
cool.
fine.
Well, that and New Glarus refuses to leave their state.
Ewart is like when your dad starts talking about vagina. It's like he doesn't make you want it anymore.
It's like your dad talking about fucking your mother. Is that what it is?
God.
Are you actually going to be drinking Spotted Cow in Wisconsin or Spotted Cow in Illinois or close to Chicago where they smuggle it in?
No, in Wisconsin.
Oh, okay, just make sure.
Can we get a Spotted Cow like Strange Bruisings live review while you're out there?
Please, you said when I started my channel, you would at least do something once in a while. You were like, oh, I'm going to do stuff when I'm on the road. You haven't done shit. Jack shit.
I've been
do
busy.
something.
I'm busy.
You're busy what? Drinking shitty Spotted Cow? What? Come on.
Jesus. Oh.
I want you to take some Jenny cream along with you side by side.
Some Jenny.
Yeah, bring me back once so I can do it. Please. I'll get Jenny, I'll get Spotted Cow, and whatever, another good cream out.
Do a blind taste test between
We'll do a blind taste test. Someone can do mystery beers for me. Oh,
I might check a bag so I can bring back a case of Spotted Cow.
Excuse me, a case?
Yeah, why not?
I'm not arguing. I'm just saying that.
Case of cans, baby.
Case of cows.
They ship well. You're well.
Can't you buy like some of the New Glarus like fruited beers like in gas stations in Wisconsin? Just
yeah, you can.
That's right. And we get them when we're like, oh man, they're fucking tasty. We're like, yeah, I picked that up when I was filling up my tank at this place. Because they had like 3 beers. They were all New Glarus. It's like, what?
Yeah. I've been through Wisconsin a couple times, but I remember one. I just pulled over this place and it was like I did a little search. It's primarily a coffee and wine place, and they had a little beer corner. And I went to the corner, and it was just like floor to ceiling sours, New Glarus sours. I'm like, what the fuck? and they were like $9 a pop, and they're bombers, and it tastes amazing. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, they do. They make some good stuff.
Here's my question to you, Yurt. Have you ever paired New Glarus Spotted Cow with some smoked Gouda, baby?
Smoked Gouda, baby.
Oh, baby, I tell you right now, baby, it'd be.
Maybe some of your more pungent cheeses like your Gorgonzolas, perhaps.
That's what they recommend on this whole fucking website here. Havarti smoked Gouda.
What? That's on
It's Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin. They like all the cheeses, baby. It doesn't matter.
It's like 5 cheddar.
Football cheese, beer cheese, hate cheese, picking your cat cheese, whatever.
Pre-cooked bacon.
Oddly enough, kissing your wife. Bratwurst.
Listen, guys. You can pair this up with your barbecue, grilled steak, jambalaya, brat steak, seafood,
Hawaiian pizza,
and more of your pungent cheeses like your smoked Gouda and your Havarti and your Silver Lewis brick.
Silver Lewis, what the fuck?
Apparently, it's a cheese.
Is that heroin?
Oh my god.
Do they have pairing for the it's so they for spotted cow? What is the exact cheese are they talking about on the site? Exact.
They say 5-year cheddar, and they have in brackets Hooks cheese. Then they have Avondale Turkle, which is Fayette Creamery, and then they have Silver Lewis Brick, Smoked Gouda, and Havarti.
Wow.
Hey Lee. Man, you gay.
Yeah, you get it.
I own it, man. I own it.
Oh man.
Oh,
I scrolled all the way to the bottom of those comments. It took a while.
Joseph.
What's up?
I would like to say it says Joseph Thomas tomorrow by the end of the day. Somewhere.
Oh, baby, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I like how you got Avery Brewing Company in there. They stuff, baby. In the new cans that are all white. I don't like the new cans. I don't like the look of them.
New cans. Avery's got new cans?
Yeah, they're like all white with just like lettering on them. I don't know.
Everybody's doing that. It's like, ugh.
Well, I just reviewed the Lillicoy Capolo, and it the regular older can, and I went on the website to just make sure whatever was something like IBUs or something, and I was like, "What the fuck is this can?" And I look at all the regular lineup; it's like all the same thing. It's just like a white can with text on it.
And like, what's the flex heat? It's gonna
baby, Avery, we're gonna need you to settle down, baby. Maybe put the Lillicoy Capolo, baby, in the old can.
And I finally, I never had it before because I was waiting for either you, Joe, or you were to send me one, like a good friend or whatever. But I finally bought one of those raspberry ice box.
Oh, did you? Nice.
Yeah. 2012.
Oh, baby, that's wow. You bought one? You said?
Yep.
What was the price on it?
$40.
That's not terrible considering it's $30 for the brand new releases.
That's what I'm saying. $10 markup for no shipping in person.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean? Like,
hey, is that the one you guys were talking about years ago? That was like $30 for like 250 milliliters.
It's a 12.7. It's a 375. Yeah, it's amazing beer, but
that's a good deal, right?
Yeah, it's a good. I mean, but it's one of those things where $40 for any beer is kind of just it's tough to pay. But for that to try it, I'd do it. I mean, I bought 2 of them at $30 to try them. It's a great beer. It's just fucking. That's
insanely expensive. Holy crap!
Try the barrel aged version. What was it, 50, $60?
Yeah,
I heard the barrel aged version is like, but like, have you guys had one that's been aged that long? Is like, what does it have a peak age?
I've had when I went to the anniversary party, I had 2007, 8, or no, 2009. I don't know, a bunch of different vintages. They had them all lined up.
How was it? Yeah, how were they?
It doesn't. I mean, I don't think it held up that well, to be honest with you.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it was okay. Just I think after
was there like a
70s,
like 3 years is awesome. Or you're just like
I don't think
we're doing a vertical of icebox. So at this point, you probably don't remember much, but
I would say
from 07 to 15. It's like that shit.
Well, we did and we also did like the barley wine where it was like 7 years in a row, 7 years of vintages. Did those side by side, and I think there's enough batch variation that it's really hard to say.
There's like a local, like, I mean, New Jersey has its own Facebook group or whatever it is. They have like and then they have a second Facebook group attached to where you could like buy and sell beer, and then someone posted like a Google document with all their shit on it. And I was like, that's on there. And then like 4 days went by and everybody's gobbling up everything and nobody's asking about the ice box. I was like, I'm buying this shit because you guys are assholes. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck it, $40, can't go wrong.
I just remember you and I going to this winter solstice and us drinking the ice box, both the raspberry and the blueberry one, and his friend coming back with an ice cold pour talking about all these flavors from another beer, and I just looked at you and was like, yo, this beer is almost frozen. There's no way he's getting anything out of this. And we just both laughed so we had to sit there for like a half an hour, 45 minutes because the beers were like 32.1 degrees. Like they were as close, like it was hurting my hand just carrying the glasses and I'm cold. And this guy's come back, he's like, oh, I'm getting this and this and this and this. And I'm looking at him and I'm looking at you and I'm like, what the fuck is he even talking about? He doesn't taste anything but alcohol and a wetness. Like he walked away and he's like, I'm not really like I hope not.
We had those two, and we had what else? What we rounded out with the barley wine.
Oh, dude, we had the barley wine. I think we had the stout. I don't know. It's great. It's a great beer.
I like the 32.1, like the fucking imperial system.
Yeah, whatever. 0.1, 0. It was just over the freezing point, and it was because it was like 20 degrees outside. It was so cold, and this guy's just running off 12 different flavors. I'm like, there's no way.
What is 0 Fahrenheit? Like what freezes at 0 Fahrenheit?
You know what it is. Don't act like you don't know.
No, off the top of my head, right now I can't think of it.
You know what? Nah, hate me. It's 64 degrees Fahrenheit is 0.
No, but I mean, like, what happens at 0 Fahrenheit? Like,
things freeze.
Yeah, but what? Like 0 degrees Celsius and where water freezes at the baseline. What is the fucking baseline for 0 Fahrenheit?
I see what you're
water.
Gotcha.
Gasoline or fucking like what freezes at 0 Fahrenheit?
I don't think there's
what freezes at minus 22 Celsius. You're asking the same question.
Am I? Is that what it is? Yeah. 0 Fahrenheit minus 22?
I
think you just choose to use 0 as an you're choosing to use 0 as a number.
Well, but
numbers are man-made and made up to begin with.
But again, like if you're going to make this scale of fucking temperature, and you're just going to arbitrary, like, okay, room temperature is going to be our 0. Like what did they? What was the baseline? Is all
windshield washer fluid.
There you go.
That's
what I'm wondering.
Okay. Listen, we haven't been reading the comments mostly because no one's talking to.
No, I don't give a fuck. No,
well, Paul has the best fucking comment of the night. At 0 degrees Fahrenheit, all gingers stop talking forever.
Crank the AC up in this bitch.
Oh, that's great. All right, let's see other comments here. Eric Gilbert says professional is my middle name. 1,000 Brewdog cans, but kept under lights for 6 months at LCBO. Well, in the cans, they're fine. Now, if they're out in room temperature, maybe not. He says he's going to go get it tomorrow. He says straight to the Exchange Brewery, says no one ever.
No one ever.
Yeah, I added that on because I don't know.
Is it really not worth going to?
Exchange Brewery isn't. They make solid beer, but
you can buy a pale
pricey.
ale for like $25.
Yeah,
holy fuck!
And to take away their stuff, because they put them in the big fucking stupid like 750 wine bottles. Yeah, like a pale ale is like $12, and you're just like, well, seriously,
it's a pale ale. It's a pale ale.
It's a pale ale.
It's a what? It's a pale ale.
The simple answer
is it a pale ale or is it a pale ale?
I'm pretty sure.
You're
Daniel Fahrenheit, the guy that came up with the scale, was just on LSD or something because it doesn't make any sense.
Daniel Fahrenheit sounds like somebody George Clooney would play in the
He used a mixture of ice and salt and water and got it as cold as he possibly could, and he used that as his 0.
No, but time out. But even worse is that Kelvin guy. Now that's stupid. That's stupid.
Kelvin.
If you're selling me a pale ale for $12, you're not my pal. That's all there is to it.
It's not a pale ale though.
It's not a pale ale.
It's a pale ale.
It's a pale ale.
Lee, they're not going to sell you a pale ale for $12. They're going to sell you like a golden ale for that much. You want a pale ale?
Shower ale.
How much are their cream ales?
They're basically their cream ales are like I've seen the LCBR like $13-14 for I believe a 650 or 750.
Yeah, they can go fuck themselves.
The Exchange.
Oh well, I mean none of them are as good as Jenny, so it's all stupid anyway.
They probably aren't.
No, they shouldn't be. Jamie says Jenny Cream Ale was his beer of the year in 2018. Set in the bar, extremely just mediocre.
The mediocre bar.
I mean, I love Jenny Cream Ale, but that's your best beer of the year, Jamie. What are you drinking? No, I know that he said that as a joke because that's how Jamie rolls.
That's like you're really excited that your kid got a participation trophy at school.
You got a gold star for stubbing your toe in track meet.
You tripped. Here's a medal.
Yeah,
medal for tripping.
Paul says, even in that crazy craft beer bar and bottle shop that I was in while in Pittsburgh, they had tall cans of Genesee Cream Ale because they know what's up. Yeah, they know what's up.
I've been to Pittsburgh 4 or 5 times, and I've been to a bunch of breweries and bottle shops, and I've never been to any of the breweries and bottle shops that Paul went to when he was in fucking Pittsburgh.
That's how Paul rolls, man. Off the beaten path.
No, because Paul's confusing like He wasn't in Pittsburgh, I don't think.
I don't think he actually went into like down.
That's what, that's what I mean. Yeah, he's out in the middle. He's out in what is it, a slippery rock area?
I think he went Bigfooting. Is what I think happened.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
He was Bigfooting and just randomly popped it.
But in his videos, he keeps saying Pittsburgh, and I'm just like, I don't think you're in Pittsburgh, dude.
Yeah, where did you go exactly though, Paul? It was like a half an hour, 45 minutes.
It was like between Pittsburgh and Erie, I think. Like
yeah, I think it was
like Clarion. I think Clarion area.
Yeah, it was
that area. Yeah,
like the northeast of Pittsburgh. Yeah. Eric Gilbert says exchange is pricey. You would need to hitchhike back after shopping there. Yeah, they are. I mean, and again, I've only had some of their stuff at Chad's Fest and stuff, but it's to validate themselves as like needing to be in these fancy wine bottles and whatever. It's just the beer's okay.
What the thing about the exchange is they sell you a bunch of 6 and 7 out of 10 beers at 9 and 10 out of 10 prices.
Yeah, they do. They it's all about like the packaging and the brewery itself, and not much show about the beer.
Now, to be fair, the other beers in that area, Oast House and Silversmith, do the same thing, but not to the same extreme.
Well, like Silversmith sells a $9 black lager.
Yeah, they kind of do that.
And let's be honest, that's a great black lager, but not $9 for a bottle of black lager.
Black lager, no,
not
at all. But
it's also a $9 black lager. It's not a $16, $17 black lager, which what the exchange would do.
But I mean, Oast House and Silversmith, they're fine. But let's be real; they are tourist beers. They're tourist brewers.
Yeah, it's a tourist beer. Yep.
I mean, I would say this for both of those locations and both those breweries plus the exchange. If they were anywhere but Niagara on the Lake, just like in any kind of just regular town in Ontario, they would be like the town brewery, and that would be it. You wouldn't talk about their black lager if you're for Silversmith, and Oast House wouldn't probably get much pub. Not that they don't make bad beers. They just
their black lager would be their $3 house beer.
Yeah, it should be their $3 house beer, yes, and it would be.
And that's not shitting on the beer. The beer's fucking great. It's just there's no way I'm paying $9 for that.
Well, and the thing is, when you actually go to Silversmith and buy it, for whatever it's like $6 a pint or something, which is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, at the brewery, that's fine.
Yeah, at the brewery, it's when you're expected to pay $9 for the $6.50 to take home. That's where the issue becomes.
And let's be honest, that beer shouldn't be in a bomber. That should be in like 6-pack of cans or bottles.
Yes. Yeah, a 6 or a 4-pack. Absolutely.
Hey, Ashley, how far is Cayman Kettle from Niagara Falls?
Well, Cayman Kettle from
20 minutes.
It's from Niagara Falls. Yeah, it's about 20 minutes.
Ewart, I wanted to ask you a quick question. Are you incapable of using Google Maps, or you just don't want to?
Well, no, he's just
he doesn't know what Google Maps is.
Oh, just making sure because he's asking all these. You just look at Google Maps and it'll tell you in about 10 seconds.
I like to know what the locals.
You're so fucking lazy. You're so lazy.
Well, it's a little further from Ashley because Ashley is south of Niagara Falls. He's not in Niagara Falls.
I am closer to the Cayman Kettle than I am to anyone else.
Yeah. What is
to anyone else?
Really? Isn't there another one called New? What's the other new place that's down in the water area?
That's Breakwall.
No, not that one. The one that used to be in an old school.
It's called New School now.
No, it's Bench Brewing. Bench.
Actually,
New Lindbergh. No, New Lindbergh.
Not New Lindbergh. New Lindbergh is nowhere around here.
New Lindbergh?
Oh.
To answer your question, you were from your hotel, in which I know you're staying at, to Cayman Kettle is exactly about 20 kilometers, so about 23 minutes. It says.
But I'm also golfing at Grand Niagara, so
nobody cares. From your hotel room, 23 minutes. Okay.
No, I was thinking we'd go hit the links, then I'd pick up a growler, and then head back to the.
They have growlers.
Yes, yeah, they have growlers, and they also have their core beers in 4-packs of Kincaid.
Can't you just golf in Florida so an alligator can fucking eat them already and get it over with?
Jesus. No. Let's hope.
Yeah, see, I was curious where Welland is, and I just looked it up on Google Maps.
How can you be
Amazing
curious where Welland
technology
is?
we have?
This guy lives in Ontario, has no idea what Welland is.
I mean,
Well, no, see, I assumed it was near Port Colborne. I just wasn't entirely sure, but it's just a little bit north of Port Colborne.
I get
where you want to be.
No, I mean, you're a world traveler, and I get the feeling that he likes to do it old school. So he every new town he goes into, he goes to the local fucking dive bar, and he asks the soothsayer in the bar, the local, the one who's he's probably blind or half blind. He's got like a milky eye, and he asks him, what are all where are the breweries? Which haunted house should I stay away from in the town?
Ironically, all those guys are called Cat Daddy. That's everyone.
Yeah, Cat Daddy.
I was waiting for it.
Jesus. That's awesome.
Oh yes, my friend. You should stay away from the
house.
My name's Dave. You call me Cat Daddy.
You should stay away from the house on 42nd Street, my friend. Indeed.
Oh my god! It's like the worst RPG ever.
See, Welland is like one of those flyover states. Those places that those little shithole towns.
That's messed up.
I found a nice corner of it, though. I found a very nice corner of it.
A single corner, one corner. He found it though.
It's like right there.
There's no corners on a circle.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
Yeah. There's no corners on a circle. It's basically just like a crater that has some buildings.
It's a shithole. It's a shithole.
If there's one nice thing about Welland, it's that Ashley's wife lives there.
Thank you.
No.
I don't even know how to take that statement. I don't know.
Now you know how Greg takes that.
Jace Westcott also lives in Welland.
That's
incorrect.
That's his wrong thing.
I stand by my original statement and will comment no further.
I found it very hard to email myself, so that's okay.
What are you talking about? It's incredibly easy to email yourself. What are you talking about?
Not for people who live in Welland.
Redbeard, are you going to tell us a really sad story about how you email yourself all the time? Because I really don't want to hear that.
No. I occasionally, if I need to send something from my phone to my computer or something, and I don't have.
Occasionally, if I need to send a dick pic to someone.
Okay, that's good, because I was really worried there was going to be a story about you sending emails to yourself going, "Hey, Redbeard, how you doing? I think you're really cool."
Redbeard saying send to Rapebeard.
We have confirmation in the comments about Welland. Eric Gilbert says, "I go to Welland to update for my job. What a shithole." So confirmation even from the viewers.
Jesus.
Wow.
I think we have enough evidence now to make a scientific conclusion here.
And when Chad lives there, we're going to have even more evidence. It should be
it has a very nice cost of living if you consider living in Welland living.
Absolutely.
Well, just that one corner where Ashley is. What is it, like four houses, maybe?
That's the one. That's the one where they beat all the vagrants out of town. That's
They have their own wall.
They fumigated over there or something.
Oh man, you guys are killing me
here. I mean, to be fair, Ewart lives in Windsor. That's kind of like Sarnia, which is a little less inbreeding.
Well, there you go. That should bring you to my area on the side chat.
I see a homeless person walking down right now in front of your house, or whatever seems to be your house.
Jamie's here.
Jamie. Ashley, you dock dropping yourself here, bro? What's going on?
Well, there's a bunch of houses on this street. Who knows which one is mine?
Ashley, I'll just say something that we have a history with Welland from beer tubing of days gone by.
Yes, I realize. Yes.
So,
yes.
No, it's
really a hate relationship.
Still Welland.
Actually, you look like you're in the nicer part of Welland right here.
What a nice part.
Yeah, the houses are standing.
They are standing.
I'm just saying the grass is mowed.
It's a new development. How long until it's an old development? Give it about 2 years.
Why is it when I go on to Google Earth and I get the street view, I always see there's always people in every picture in Welland, and they all look like Chris Peters.
And this makes a lot of all the sense.
The albino rhinos gonna be your new neighbor.
Ewart has no idea how to use Google Maps. Confirmed. Pull out your paper map and try to find his house.
You know what? You know what really scares me about this?
Your pearlies out.
This looks like one of those, like, you know, manufactured subdivision kind of things, like in the movie Poltergeist, where you find out all the houses are actually built on Indian burial grounds.
Oh yes.
I liked it when the ghost pulled up her nightgown. You saw her panties.
Fucking guy.
Thanks, Greg.
Every single time.
I got some paper maker. Ooh.
Yeah.
Tastes like paper.
No, it's a really, really tasty Pilsner.
I'm drinking something that tastes like detergent. Boreal Pale Ale from Quebec.
Oh, it's a Tide Pod Ale.
Does it really taste like detergent?
It literally does taste like detergent.
The dry hopped with actual Tide Pods.
And why are you still drinking that then?
Nick, have you had detergent before?
Are you a Tide expert or just the pods themselves?
Someone's hinges need WD-40.
Apparently, Nick hates himself.
That was a go.
Temptation is Lee drinking. What did you move on to, Craig? Did you fuck off with the Corona?
No, I finished it. I was drinking this malt bomb.
Who farted?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
That was my
crazy.
phone.
I can't.
Farted.
That was a crazy sound.
Who farted?
Oh,
Your phone like attached to the microphone or something?
No, it was vibrating on my table.
oh, I see. Oh, you're drinking Hop City, the malt bomb. Yeah, he's drinking.
Oh no, Hop City.
Barking
what?
squirrel.
What the hell?
He's drinking the one you guys fucked him over
Oh my
on because he
God.
could have joined and then he canceled. Piece of
Wow,
shit
that
that
can
you
looks
are.
like shit.
Oh, wait,
That was not-
Jamie, what are you drinking? Sleeman something. Oh my god,
Oh,
Sleeman.
boy.
Sleeves? What the fuck is
Original
that?
draft.
Yeah. I went to
That's
school.
the
It's a-
railroad one.
It's,
Greg would let Jamie
no,
talk.
it's original draft.
Oh,
It's just a new can,
I feel
and
like
I have.
person someone has in their basement is trying to escape or something.
So Sleeman's rebranding their cans now?
Yeah, basically. I haven't had it in years, so I decided to buy a can, and it's not good. It's terrible, actually.
It's Sleeman. I got you.
Yeah.
They have a cream ale too, right?
Yeah.
Is it better than the Kokanese we had at the Flying Saucer?
Yeah, that Kokanese
No.
is not that beer itself.
Not even close.
Sleeman is probably the least progressive brewery I've ever seen, where every year they basically come out with one new beer and they put that in their taster's pack, and then they have like all their old beers in it as well.
It's like Mill Street. They're fucking bullshit taster packs.
Pretty
Mill
much.
Street is
You
terrible.
could have just stopped with like Mill Street. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry.
Terrible.
They have
Bows in their goddamn lung tread.
Sleeman 2-4s here with you get 3 little packs of Pringle chips in it right now. So
Jesus.
but the original draft, it might as well be, you know how like a Coors Light is a refreshing shitty beer. Like it's a good beer that doesn't have a really bad taste. This is like that, but 5% with a shitty taste.
Yeah.
So
That's about the best explanation I've ever had. It's like Coors Light, but it's totally still not.
it's exactly like, just really watery, a little more alcohol, but that like just shitty taste.
It's that standard Canadian export ale, cream ale / bullshit fucking beer is what it is.
Yeah. So totally recommended. Go out and buy it.
Probably the best example of that style was Mill Street Stock Ale before Mill Street got bought up. And now I don't even dare taste.
I haven't seen that around forever.
It might not even be around anymore.
I
They might have just
don't
killed
think
it.
it exists anymore. To be
Yeah, they must have killed it probably then. They probably killed it in favor of their organic ale and their 100th Meridian bullshit, whatever.
Hey, Redbeard, tell us your views on the organicness of your beer.
Yeah, Marcel and I almost got in a fist fight over that shit, man.
I thought you were going to break the glass and stab you in the neck.
And afterward, we came and sat down, and he wouldn't stop going off. But it finally got to the point, I was like, shut up, and I put something on the TV and like drowned him out. I was like, I can't even take it.
Wow. Did you see my comment on the video?
Yes, thanks for that, by the way.
Yep.
I'm sure he's gonna bring that to my attention.
Totally took Marcel's side.
Yeah.
That's as a friend would do.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've like people talking. You're talking about earlier about like the brew hype and stuff behind them because they make these amazing beers, and I can't think of last time I had an amazing beer by Bose, like
Well,
recently.
not
you know
by
what I mean?
Bose,
Like,
but
or by the
honestly-
Halcyon, it's the same fucking thing. It's them making their barrel house or whatever. It's still Bose. It's just Bose. It's Bose's Toyota. Halcyon is their Lexus kind of thing. It's like the same.
It's their brewmaster's own brew house. Like he uses the same facilities, but he has complete control over it.
Still, like I said, that beer actually it was a surprise. I didn't say it in the video because Marcel would have just like the video would have never ended. But in the back of my head, there was a bit of a malt vinegar flavor to that beer overall.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'd say Halcyon is more like their Scion line, yet to be proven.
There you go.
I just like how Red Beard just ignores Ashley's facts. Like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. I still hate it.
So Halcyon should just call that fucking beer King of the Woods and move on. That's what they should do.
Oh,
It's King of the Forest, bitch.
King of the Forest.
Get it right. It's the worst beer you've ever drank.
No, they don't want to be sued, so they should just like King of the Woods or Monarch of the Woods or Earl of the fucking Bushes or some shit.
Earl of the Bushes.
Earl, the king of beer tube.
Fuck you, Nick. You gay.
You gay.
Man, you gay.
Why are you gay, man?
Happy? What's wrong with being happy?
Exactly. What's wrong with being happy?
That's what I said to that fucking dude. Then the comment got deleted.
Yeah, I feel like that guy didn't mean that, but maybe he did. Maybe he was.
Problem? Yeah, no, I don't know. You can never tell. Context is lost on YouTube comments. So.
I mean, I wouldn't have known if I didn't read the rest of the comment. I would have been like, oh, maybe Lee's just totally happy.
Man, you gay.
I love Eric Gilbert's comment. Sleeman's is drank by 60-year-old men trying to be cool.
That's how you're.
They're not trying to be cool. They're just trying to be different. They're trying to differentiate themselves.
That reminds me of I went to one of the local breweries here in Nova Scotia a few years ago, Sea Level, and they're connected to the Seaport sort of restaurant or whatever.
Are they at Sea Level?
Yeah, Sea Level. So you go in there, and you can buy all Sea Level's beers on tap. I mean, they're right there at your disposal. And these two old dudes who are like they must have been in their 60s or 70s. They were sitting there drinking fucking from the bottle like fucking Keese, Alexander Keese. and I was just like, why is that even sold at this place? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So the whole package deal is you go to this awesome restaurant and drink this awesome beer. But I guess you got to bring in like the regulars. I guess.
Oh, the best IPA in Canada. Right?
They're trying to support local, just like guys in Guelph buying Sleeman. Just trying to support local boys.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think you misheard. Are they actually at Sea Level?
Yeah,
it's on the fucking ocean. What the fuck?
What's the fucking point?
Sea level. Yeah, that's kind of
the Atlantic Ocean's 300 feet above sea level.
Yeah, no, sea level.
You could be inland and be below sea level.
Sea Level Brewing is at sea level. It's right next to a tidal river.
The ocean is sea level, man.
Yeah, it's right next to a tidal river. That's one of their main attractions.
You could have been higher than the sea level. I'm just
That's like the most stoner thing ever said. The ocean is sea level, man.
Peters thing said.
Well, I'm aware of what the
or what freezes at 0 Fahrenheit. I don't know which.
Yeah. Which temperatures Fahrenheit have to get to freeze the ocean? That's all.
Yeah, no. Honestly, Redbeard, you wouldn't believe the mountain you actually have to climb to get up to the brewery. It's kind of like if you went to like the Himalayas, like to find the like Shangri-La or some shit like that. You have to go really high.
So the name of the brewery is more ironic at that point.
It's very ironic.
That works. I like it.
It's more of an ethereal sea. It's a spiritual sea.
You know what? After that experience, I'd probably enjoy the beer and the food. But when I got back home, like when I climbed down the mountain and got to my computer, I'd give them a really bad rating because it clearly wasn't at sea level.
So it wasn't at sea level.
False advertising.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Wow.
No, I'll rate all their beers high just because the fucking brewmaster's daughter is super hot.
By the way, there's a new brewery opening up in Welland that's called Shithole Brewing. So it's a
Sweet. Can't wait.
What do you mean can't wait? You're the brewmaster, actually. What are you talking about?
Damn it.
So, and that's not ironic.
Well, he had to change the name of it because we found that the Sexton Brewing Company is already taken by brewery.
His master plan is to take over the brewery eventually and rename it Sexhole Brewery.
Sexhole, yeah.
Wait,
Sexhole.
No, that's infringing on Greg's brewery.
Yeah, I was just saying that. It sounds like something fucking Greg. Not even here. He's still
That'd be called.
I'm here. You guys are rude.
Oh, he is still alive.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't muted.
You know, get excited for their gutter piss sour series.
I just need to relocate. It's getting cold.
The human urine goza.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Goza.
I thought the goat urine goza was way better than the human urine goza.
Well, I mean,
It's
taste
not
is
as
subjective.
subjective as the Yeti urine goza.
I don't believe in
Yeti
cannibalism.
Yeti urine.
You know, it's up to personal taste at that point. But I mean,
There she goes.
I just find goat urine a little too salty. It's just, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the goza.
I will say if you put a lime in the goat urine goza, it's kind of tolerable.
You put a lime in the
Put the lime in the goza.
Then you get
It's kind of like a reverse tequila shot. You rub the lime against your hand and you lick that before you drink the goza.
Put the lime against the skin or else it gets the goes again.
But what if your hand's not clean?
Okay, so Peter,
Nick, how many Coronas have you had tonight? Nick, do we have to cut you off on your Corona intake or what? What's happening?
I switched from Corona to Boreal.
how many? Did you buy a 12-pack of Corona?
No, I only bought 2 Coronas and then I had a
Do 12
Modelo.
packs.
I had a Modelo and a Coors Banquet, and now I'm drinking a craft.
Have you just decided to give up on life tonight? I don't know.
He's
Pretty
spiraling.
much, yeah.
Absolutely spiraling.
He's like, I went from one shit-tastic beer to another, and then I ended up on a fucking pale ale that tastes like dish detergent.
I think we need to have an intervention with Nick. Nick, you should stop.
If you're getting your fucking hammer, at least drink something worth getting hammered on, Nick. Come on.
I think Nick's living the life.
Hey, Nick, do you still have that Cafe Del Bastardo?
Yes, I do, actually.
Oh, do you want a double crack it? I have one in my fridge.
Yo, this is not a great idea, Ashley Saxton.
Not right now.
Not a great idea.
Come on.
Not right now, man.
Unless you want him to pass out, then
I don't want to die.
Okay.
Nick, I just recommend just going right to the whiskey.
It's like, hate my life is one thing, but I don't want to die right now.
Didn't someone mention Lagag in the Facebook chat? Just fucking break that out.
He was talking about Lechag, and I think I have some Lechag left, actually.
Well,
get on it there. Yeah, get on it. I mean, you're clearly in the gutter as is, so try to bring yourself out of it by putting yourself back in.
I need to go to work tomorrow.
Doubtful.
Hey.
Yeah, but Nick, Cafe Del Bastardo this year is probably behind Jenny Cream Ale as my beer of the year.
Wow, not quite to that level.
I think you should crack it.
I will say the Kentucky Bastard this year is better than Cafe Del Bastardo this
I
year.
disagree,
Ooh,
but
I don't know about that one.
There's some fighting words, right?
I like the Cafe this year.
I would argue the Kentucky Bastard is better than Cafe de Bastardo every single year because Cafe de Bastardo is overrated.
You are a turd.
You are a
Where
bastard.
no one takes Craig's opinions.
Greg's an asshole.
Greg, let's have this coffee again.
Cafe de Bastardo is good if you don't like coffee in your beer because there's no coffie taste to it.
Oh my god!
What? Yeah, do you have
I got a
taste
shitload of
buds
coffee this
on
year.
your tongue or around
He's
them?
apparently illiterate. He's not even drinking that same beer.
He's
drinking
Greg
the
lives
Cuvée
right
Del
downtown
Bastardo.
Toronto. He's some kind of fucking coffee
compare
snob.
it to-
he's a coffee connoisseur now. Yeah, he's an elitist.
Yeah, right.
The underground coffee elitist.
First of all, let's mute Redbeard because he's talking too much. Second of all,
No, he's been good
if you
tonight.
compare it to like Pêche Mortel or a good
I've
coffee
been
beer,
so
it's
good
not-
tonight.
It's not
You
good.
have been.
Actually, you have.
I will give you a thumbs up. Thumbs up to Redbeard.
Yeah, Greg's been actually.
Fuck you, Greg.
Greg's been talking too much, so I'm muting him.
I'm gonna give Redbeard a thumbs up all the way to sea level.
There's-
Oh,
that is up there, man. That's yeah.
But let Greg tell us his opinion on Cafe del Bastardo.
I already told you my opinion. What do
You
you
were
want to
muted
hear?
when you were trying to talk because
you weren't
No, you heard enough of it. It's just not good. It's nothing special. It's basically Kentucky Bastard with a little bit more coffee to it. It's Kentucky Bastard with a little bit more coffee to it, but Kentucky Bastard is just much better.
Didn't you just go saying like Cafe del Bastardo didn't have any coffee in it at all? Didn't you just say that? Like,
Did you say
It's got a hint of coffee, but it's got a lot more chocolate than coffee.
I'm not familiar with the beer, but I have a feeling that you're making very transgressive statements right now. Like it feels like you're trying to anger a lot of people.
That I'm transphobic?
Well, no, it's just what he's saying is just incredibly stupid. But I want to hear him out. Is the thing.
Do you guys actually like Cafe de Bastardo?
I love that shit.
No, it's fucking disgusting. Yeah, we all like it. What do you mean?
I've had it every single year since it's been out, and it's always been disappointing. There's not enough coffee in it for you to fucking call it Cafe de Bastardo.
I imagine by this point it's still
like for instance, if you want to try good coffee beer, Pesce Mortel. Try that. That's a good coffee beer.
Okay, yeah.
Compare that to a barrel
I don't know.
aged coffee.
The first vintage of it, I thought was one of the most coffee forward beers I'd ever had. So I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I've only had last year and the year before. I think are the only two I've had.
I think they've only released it 3 years.
Like, I'll admit, this year's that I had, it wasn't like comparing it to that Pesce Mortel, not as much coffee as that. But again, this is a barrel aged. It's a different overall process, so I can see the coffee being different. It's still there. It's still there enough, in my opinion, to say it's a coffee stout. Whatever. It's different enough from the base Kentucky Bastard to say this is the coffee version. But I kind of get what you're saying, where there isn't a shit ton of coffee, but there's still plenty of it. In my
this year,
you guys clearly know nothing about coffee.
I suppose if you're looking at it in the way like Greg's used to having the Kentucky Bastard or something, and then you turn around and have here's the Kentucky Bastard coffee version. There's not enough coffee.
Well,
in it.
I would for less money. I would take the Kentucky Bastard every single time. It is a better beer.
Yeah.
Like this year, I agree.
I would argue that
for me, I would disagree. I would actually.
The distance between beer and coffee is further in Pesce Mortel. Like the beer's like less impactful and the coffee's bigger. There's a tighter gap between the beer and the coffee and fucking Cafe del Bastardo. But it's much more of an impactful thing. It's like basically like saying like I ate a piece of American cheese and I ate a piece of fucking like cheddar cheese, and then it's like I smoked meth and I smoked crack. You know what I mean? It's like the gap is smaller, but they're way more impactful, and that's how Cafe del Bastardo
we turn into a conversation. Cafe,
you know what I mean? Like the gap, it's the coffee. There's so much more coffee, and it's way more impactful, but the beer's so much bigger, so the gap seems smaller. But I don't know.
All I'm getting is that I should be trying meth.
I'd say the whole thing.
Mortel's like smoking crack to smoking meth. This Cafe del Bastardo.
Well, it's interesting enough, Greg smokes Maxwell House, his favorite coffee.
So I'd say as far as
roll it up.
As far as Nickelbrook goes, and you want to like bitch about them not having enough of something in
their make a Goza?
No, they're I said Nickelbrook, didn't I? As far as Nickelbrook goes, is what I said.
Goza,
whatever.
I thought it was
the new versions of their Uber.
The
peach and the pineapple, both of those I found didn't have nearly enough of the peach or pineapple flavor. Like way less even than you'd say the Cafe is missing the coffee. Those two sours are kind of missing that flavor, I found.
That's like every sour. It promises you something and then just gives you sour, nasty, dirty seed.
But again, their raspberry Uber that's been out for years, that one's got a nice, juicy, good raspberry flavor to it. I was excited for the peach one. Peach sour? That sounds awesome.
The thing is, you gotta understand, raspberry is a strong flavor, so it usually comes through in beer. Most other fruits are not strong enough to actually come through in beer. Like, I don't know if I've ever had a peach beer that actually, to me, tasted like peach.
The new IPA number 6 or whatever coming out from Collective Arts is some kind of peach IPA. I'm looking forward to seeing what that was
unicorn
like.
I guess we'll see what they do with that.
I might agree with that with Greg. It sounds like if you were going to do like a peach beer, you might even employ sort of peachy forward hops or apricot forward hops to get that flavor to come out.
It's more of a more delicate flavor.
I understand. Well, you want to do that, and then maybe go ahead and just add some peaches on top of that too, if you want.
Right.
Like, yeah.
No, yeah, you would use peaches, but I'm saying like you would probably use like some peach tasting hops to sort of accent it and make it a little bit sharper.
Oh,
well,
I agree.
I mean, I know the best peach. I don't remember if it was a beer or a mead, but the best whatever beer-ish peach flavored thing I've ever had. I'm gonna put my flame shield on for this because you guys will kill me for it. But it was by
juice.
No. It was from Trafalgar, and it was some fake peach drink they made, and obviously it was very fake peach. It tasted like those sour peach things. But it tasted good for what it was, for its fake peach flavor. And it was fine. Regular, I don't think real peach has enough flavor to really make a good beer out of.
You suck, Greg.
Yeah, I do suck.
Greg, when's the last time you actually consumed a peach?
Whoa, my God.
Oh, this time you ate a peach.
Whoa, that's uncalled for.
I had a peach about a week ago.
And you don't think it has enough, if they put a shit ton of peaches in, you don't think it has enough flavor to hold on?
Well, I will say in my experience, maybe you've had peach beers that are different than the beers I've had, but every peach beer I've had has been disappointing to me. None of them have tasted like peach, except for the fake peach beer that I had from Trafalgar.
One thing is being
I think that was a mead, though. I don't think it was a beer.
Peaches do have a lot of sugar. That
Joe, you're a man talking without even a fucking uniform, so woo.
That's true. I don't have a uniform.
You got no authority here. The beer burglars get totally walk all over you.
Let Ashley talk. He was about to say something. He's a home brewer. He might actually have more insight into this.
Oh, all I was going to say is that there's a lot of residual sugars in peach. They ferment out quite quickly. So yeah, if not added properly, you can add a whole shit ton of peaches and just the residual yeast will eat up all those sugars and you lose all the flavor. But
yeah, I was going to say I can see that
it can be done quite easily.
I was just going to say that I can see that happening because it's just like maple doesn't really show up a lot of maple beers because the sugars ferment out.
Yeah, I mean a lot of those beers would be bottle conditioned, so there's active yeast in there that's just going to eat it up. So
is that another Lindemann's goose?
Yeah, and I forgot that it's no, it is a Lindemann's, and I forgot that it's a fucking cork top. So I got to go get the fucking bottle.
Is it the actual cuvee?
Yeah, it's a
Is that something that's real?
Is that the cuvee?
Is that regularly available in Ontario?
No, it just popped up, so I bought 2 bottles. My wife actually surprisingly didn't like it, which I was really surprised because she generally likes sours, goose, anything that's like a red or white wine flavored. But she didn't like this one, so this leaves me with this bottle. So
sounds like a divorce is what's happening.
Greg's not even close. She puts up with me,
so close.
I got a winner.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I was thinking like I was wondering if that would be something we could do later on because imagine it's something more available in the States.
We would have to get this like pretty soon. Because I've never seen it before. My local LCBO in Welland got it, and he was like he had to pull strings to get it. So I don't know.
A lot of strings because it's Welland, right?
Yeah, very much.
One of the things is it's hard to get everybody to agree on the same beer. It would be nice to do a lambic like that, and I actually have a couple bottles of goose sitting here from last winter, which would still be good because they're both like 2017 bottles.
I know Joe can get, and I think other people can get, like a lot of the base kind of lambic goose kind of stuff, like Tilquin and fucking like Marriage Parfait and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
you guys can.
Tilquin's so good.
The only ones we can get are like Lindemann's and Mort Sabit.
Really?
And
Mort Sabit, like Belgian presence up there. I feel like
you'd find like douche.
Well, maybe in Quebec. But here in New Brunswick, we don't even have anything right at the moment because all the Lindemann's sold out. They brought some, they're like almost their entire range in over last Christmas, and then just disappeared as it sold out. I've got a couple of bottles that I'm sitting on because I bought some, but they're gone now. But like Mort Sabit, I used to buy that all the time, and I can't get that anymore.
What beer did you say you were?
Duchess.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking right now. It's available online at the LCBO. They have 58 available online, but then also available in stores everywhere. Like we should
also,
definitely do
yeah.
that.
That's one that we should all pick up just to have, because we'll do that one week. Not necessarily the next rotation, but
what is it, sir? Which beer?
Duchess de Bourgogne.
Oh, I think I can get one of those somewhere.
Yeah, because
you can.
I looked at the LCBO website. It didn't say it was in North Bay, but I figure, Redbeard, if you know about it far enough in advance,
they had some at the frickin' that one LCBO never brought my Trappist in. Pissed off with that.
What?
I
don't know which one.
Jacobins?
There's like a nearby city you can get to. Is there that has an LCBO?
How about Rodenbach Grand Cru?
I would just North Bay.
I can go to Sturgeon Falls, Powassan, and Callender are all pretty close.
Those are real places?
They are all real places.
Oh yes, they are.
Sturgeon Falls, surprisingly, anytime I'm passing through there and it's open and I haven't been there in a month or so, I'll pop in. And they've got a really decent selection for being like a town of like 1,000 people kind of thing.
What beer did you say, Nick? What was the beer that you were...
Duchess de Bourgogne.
I'm looking at the Rodenbach Grand Cru is available online at LCBO and everywhere too.
I wish I could get that because I'd love to do that one.
Ashley said he would send it to you if you need me, and it's available everywhere for $3.30 or some shit.
Dirt cheap $7.50.
It's a $3.30 for $3.30.
I get another bottle of that character.
What I'm saying about Duchess de Bourgogne is I actually bought a bottle in Quebec to bring back.
Yeah, we can do that, but I'm saying for if you want to keep in like the Flanders Red, the Flemish Red, Rodenbach Grand Cru, clearly everyone in Ontario can get. I know Matt and I can get it, and then it just needs to be maybe you and Lee, which Ashley said he would send out. It's cheap. It's $3.30.
Do it right and do the character rouge instead. That's the better one.
Yeah. Maybe if Matt and I get it on fucking $30 or whatever the fuck it is.
If we did Rodenbach Grand Cru, I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have the caricature rouge, Matt, from Rodenbach?
No.
Okay, so in the States here, the cheapest I ever found it was $20 in Cleveland or outside of Cleveland, right? So I bought one because it was the last one left, and I was like, holy shit. In Western New York, I have not found a bottle for under $30. These motherfuckers in the great fucking Canadian fucking outback, $8.75 for a $7.50.
Great White North.
So what you're saying is you drive across in Canada, pick up two, send me one.
Fuck that, but I can do that. Or even better, Chris or somebody just comes across the border, brings them to me, and then I send them out. But isn't that crazy though? $8.75. That's like $6, $6.50 for a bottle that costs $30 here.
What's
That's
your
ridiculous
of coming to Canada?
I don't like you guys. I don't know. Fucking Canada. You guys all beady eyes and flappy heads and shit. I don't know. Let's be honest. Greg lives in the province. I don't want to come over to Canada. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not your guy, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not your buddy.
You can enter Canada, and you're still pretty far away from me, Joe.
That's true, and that's what keeps him coming back. But when you come to the festival, then you ruin everything. So maybe not next year.
Well, this Lindemans Oud is.
I'm looking forward to the Sex Festival next year.
Hey, North Bay is having its first actual kind of
festival?
decent seeming craft festival this weekend coming up.
Excuse me, did you just say
I'm
semen?
excited.
Did you say Semen Craft Festival?
I did not at all.
It sounded like you said Semen Craft Festival.
I absolutely did not say semen.
Dude, on a scale of 1 to semen, it's in your mouth. You said it. Trust me.
You know what? Redbeard, it's okay.
Flashback and get the footage. The footage is recorded. We can check the.
We can, but you still said semen. We don't need to check.
Regardless. Yeah, I'm pouring for Highlander again. It's gonna be fun.
It's okay. It's the 90s now.
That's it is.
They're doing the whole session thing too, where it's like on Friday evening there's a session, then Saturday there's 2 sessions. So
my God, multiple sessions.
Multiple sessions.
All the sessions.
That should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
What other fucking beers can everybody get?
Oh shit! I'm just drinking a Unibrew.
We could do. Do we do Newcastle at any point? That could be on the.
We never did Unibrew Fin de Monde.
Oh fuck that beer!
All right, we're gonna need you to settle down.
I'm sitting on like 5 bottles of it.
Fuck pretty much everything by Unibrew.
Schneider Weiss is only $3.20 for 500 ml.
I can't get Schneider Weiss, but I'd love to do that.
Which tap? Tap what?
Excuse me,
It's
what?
tap, the regular, I think. Like, what's that, tap 7?
No,
Yeah,
it's just the regular Schneider Weiss, just the base, not any tap.
Oh, okay.
320 for a 500 ml bottle is.
I thought the base still has a tap on it.
It does have a tap.
Oh, sorry, maybe it's. Let me see. Tap 7.
Tap 7. Okay, I think I just had that one the other day.
All right. Well, everybody can get it in Ontario, and it's $3.20.
What are you talking about? The Aventinus?
Schneider Weiss.
Aventinus would be nice. I'd love to do
You,
like
you do have Aventinus. Where's I just saw?
I used to be able to get Aventinus here.
Which one?
I saw it at every LCBO when I was up there a couple years ago. So I don't
It's
know.
the Weizen Dark Beer, $3.50 for a 500 ml. Aventinus.
The
Tap
Weizen
6. Tap 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for $3.50, 500 ml. You got there's so many, and again, Nick, I'm not going to sit here and put it all on Ashley, but Ashley did say there's beers you could do. I mean, it made most sense to see in advance and be like, okay, we're going to do these 3. Let me send you these 3. They're $10 for $5, $6, $7, $8 shipping, and get it out to you.
Just doing like a list of stuff, and then maybe do a beer mail.
Yeah, maybe you should look at LCBO and just check it out.
You had that. I saw that you posted that Google Doc, Nick. Maybe make that like an editable thing to where everybody can kind of add to it, and because there's stuff like there's old school beers like Skull Splitter and Celebrator and all these beers that we can like throw on there that most people might be able to get.
Yeah, make it edible. That's
I can't get any of the ones you just said.
I haven't seen Celebrator for a while. Do they still have that up here?
I think your Celebrator would be awesome, but
let me see. LCBO, they have the Oktoberfest, or don't they?
Yeah, a few years ago, Celebrator, like they had it everywhere, and then it kind of went away.
Yeah, they just have the Marzen, the Oktoberfest just came in. It looks like.
It's like I can get like the Einer Weizenbach right now, I think, and that's it. And it's on clearance at NBL, ANBL. Because it came in like over the Christmas season.
Yeah. The Eisbach by Aventine is coming in. These are the seasonals. Fuller's Russian Imperial Stout coming to Ontario. Dragon's Milk from New Holland, which I know Matt and I can probably get.
I have that. Can you guys get Lake of Bays? Anybody get Lake of Bays?
No.
Lake of the Bays.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
What about Lake of Bays is fantastic.
I can get 2 of the Bob Cajun beers. We just got in the white IPA. What was it?
The Birch one.
Birch
That's
Bark or something.
Damn tasty IPA.
I heard they use bleach.
Boulevard Whiskey.
Bleach in their wheat ales? I know.
What the hell is Bring Out the Imp? Is that like Bottle Imp, but like a comment? Well, I don't. What is that? Is that Bose? Bring Out the Imp?
I don't know what that is.
I have to click on this now.
But it has to be a collab between them both, right?
It has no search. Okay, they have it listed, but they don't bring out.
Randomly, while Joe does a search, just a quick little show thing. I just pre-scheduled tomorrow's vlog. It's 9:76. So Joe said he has one ready. I don't know. You were, I'd assume probably not. Matt, if you want to, I don't even know if you know. But my 1,000th beer kind of thing is coming up, and I'm trying to make it kind of a cool thing and get little clips from as many of you guys as I can. So I'm hoping to get that video, like the beer, done within the next week or so I can get onto the editing, because it's going to be one of the more edited ones I've done in a little while, I think. So anybody who wants to send one my way, and all that, Jamie.
Oh, you want a clip? Do you want a clip? Do you?
What do you mean?
I'll give you a clip.
I would love that one. I don't care.
I'm the commander.
See if I can do something over the weekend.
Again, like the one that Jamie made. He just kind of, it's like about 30 seconds long. It doesn't have to be like, I don't care. Like you would, if you want to be like, make one that's like fuck you or something like that. Just like make it funny because you're a funny guy. I'm down with that.
Don't let you steal my idea.
Funny like that.
There you go. But again, what Jamie did was he put it up to his channel and made it unlisted, and then just sent the link to me via Facebook Messenger. So I'm not sure how. You were Lee. I know that I've seen you on Facebook. We're not actually friends, but I think I did send you a message. So we could connect via Messenger, but not be actual friends. That's fine with me. But you were maybe the same thing. Matt, I'd probably find you on Facebook or something like that. But if anybody wants to make something like that, I would just really appreciate it. That was sorry. And Joe was searching for something. I apologize, Joe. That took longer than I wanted.
I closed down all those fucking tabs because I don't know. I was done.
Okay,
I was just looking at the fall beers for the LCBO, and you guys, there's a lot of cool fall beers coming in LCBO. I know that's not Lee, and I know that's not Nick.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
When I mean a lot of cool beers, I mean a lot of cool beers for the LCBO in Ontario, but not cool beers in general. But like Boulevard Whiskey Barrel Stout that you guys are getting 355s. That's pretty fucking. I mean, what the fuck? We could do that. Like I said, the Aventine is
the Sam Adams Oktoberfest. That was one we did already, right?
Yeah, we already did that. Yeah. But Iyinger Oktoberfest, Martin, like I would love that. Would be a great beer.
It's listed at the LCBO, but we don't have it yet. So I'm assuming we will get it.
You will get it probably in the next month or so. You'll probably have it.
Sorry, Matt, cut you off there.
It'd be fun to do an Oktoberfest thing. We're close. We're a month away.
Yeah, right? And then we could do a pumpkin one in October, but
no, we don't have to.
No, we're going to. No. But
yes, we gotta do a pumpkin.
What beer is it going to be? Because it's going to be one of those things where you guys got to get in Ontario, and a lot of beers you get in Ontario that Matt and I won't be able to get, or
Lee and Nick.
We've already established that if we really want to make sure people get the beers, Joe can meet Greg at the border.
Fuck that! Never meeting Greg ever.
Yeah, Joe, we're meeting. We're gonna take pictures together. We're gonna do reviews together. I'm gonna be on your channel.
I think you have me mistaken for Nick. Is what's happening right now. None of this is happening.
If Collective Arts did a pumpkin beer, that would be widely distributed.
Yeah,
they did their pumpkin sour, whatever the fuck it was, a couple of years ago, and that was disgusting.
I think that was an accident.
It was so not tasty, man.
Oh, it's a sour. It's a sour. We meant it to be a sour.
Well, no, they did the next year too, though. But the first year they called it the pumpkin sour. Next year was a harvest sour. They were both not tasty.
No, they were canned, I think.
Brewery Vivant did that pumpkin sour. That was the first one I ever had, like 4 years ago. That was pretty.
I wish.
Coming out again now, Joe.
What?
Royal City made a squash beer right around the same time as all the pumpkin beers came out. It was a really good beer. I think it was called Autumn Ale.
If cost wasn't an objection whatsoever, I would or an issue, I would go and get Maple Mistress, and we would fucking have a ball, an absolute ball.
Joe, cost is an issue. You're a gazillion.
No, it's an issue when I have to go to Erie or have someone send it to me.
Is Pumpkin a beer that's like easily available for you?
Oh my god,
super hard.
If you want 9 pallets of it, I'll ship it to you right away.
Yeah, I can go.
I know it came to the States like a few years ago, but I've never seen it. Like since I've been into beer, I've never seen it.
It sits on the shelf all year long, basically.
The one from
literally, if you wanted 9 pallets, I could send you 9 pallets of it, like tomorrow.
You to get rid of.
Yeah,
they've been going through the LCBO aging process.
Now, I will say, trying to get pumpkin in Michigan can be tricky because a lot of because a lot of bottle shops, they have previous year's versions, so sometimes it's hard to get a little hard to get it if you want it fresh.
That's what I just said. Matt and I could probably get you like 4-year vertical pumpkin, like just on local shelves. It's crazy because it does show up in July typically, like early to mid July, and a lot of places have last year's vintage just hanging out, or maybe even the year before. So
yeah, because they just keep it on the shelf till it sells.
And a lot of times
Matt and they order less the next year and put out the old stock first and try to get rid of that.
And they're like, yeah, don't look at that fucking date. That's right, just buy it. Don't look at it.
Just buy it.
A couple of good, decent ones. There's a pumpkin. I think it's a pumpkin saison by Great Lakes.
Saison.
That's it.
Great Lakes.
And then Big Rig in Ottawa makes their Tales from the Patch. It's a pumpkin porter, and it's actually really good.
That is pretty good, although a little too sweet, but it is pretty good.
Well, that's the beer that the pumpkin beer that I've had. In my opinion, is closest to actually the flavor of pumpkin pie. They got it pretty fucking close.
Doesn't Nickelbrook make pumpkin porter? What the hell's the name of it?
Pete's pumpkin porter, punch and pea.
I can't remember now.
Pete's pumpkin.
Pete's Chris Peters porter. What's that?
No, Nickelbrook.
Little hint of dillweed.
Nickelbrook makes a regular pumpkin beer, and they make a pumpkin porter. I don't remember the names of them.
I don't know if any of them leave the brewery. I've never seen either one. I don't think.
Yeah, the pumpkin porter from Nickelbrook was definitely an LCBO at some point. I don't know if it reached here. Yeah, pissed off Pete's pumpkin porter.
That's a.
Oh yeah.
Is that what you said? You didn't say pissed off.
that one.
It said something P. It said
The LCBO let them put pissed off Pete's into their store. That's surprising.
They did.
I guess so.
I did a review for it, and then I made it unlisted.
Oh, fucking well, relist it.
Jesus, Jamie, why do you ruin everything?
Why would pissed off Pete's be not? Is that is that a bad term up in North Bay?
I guess pissed off is a rude term.
How the hell is that North Bay? I am 4 hours away from Toronto, man.
Yeah, but what is it? I don't understand why you would think that the LCBO wouldn't want to put that on the shelf.
Oh no, because I've heard of other people trying to put beers in the LCBO. And for whatever reason, the wording on the can is offensive, or there's an image that is offensive, and they won't let it go in until they change it. So I just figured, like the most, I guess, offensive thing I've seen that I was like, wow, is a juicy ass by Flying Monkeys.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's on the shelf. So you worried about? Okay,
well, but to go back a bit to address your, they called it North Bay because really, really south compared to the rest of Canada was just too long. So they went with North Bay. Because Toronto is the Ottawa of Canada.
What the fuck? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I don't know.
It's a thing.
Is the singular LCBO in North Bay, is it one of those trailers on the side of the road somewhere?
Yeah. We've been through this. There are 3 LCBOs in my hometown.
Three trailers.
3.
Okay.
But all in one parking lot.
I mean,
I'm gonna blast you in the face.
They're mobile LCBO units. It's fantastic.
There you go, man. They come to you. They come to you.
Terrible.
Like when he orders off LCBO.ca, they just a trailer that just drops in.
The store comes to me. It's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, they also deliver that roll of flyers in a big bag in their driveway too.
The LCBO in North Bay, it's actually one of those ice cream guys that go around with like the bell and stuff.
Dickie D. I used to work for them, man. It was a terrible.
Oh, that's
you guys
confirmation by Red.
Seriously, like
basically slave labor
that run out of these semi trailers. It's terrible.
On December, they put skis on the front.
That's terrible
because of the snow.
Well, when they do renovations on some of the Tim Hortons restaurants, that Tim Hortons becomes a fucking transport trailer.
Tim Hortons.
Sorry, yeah. You're right. You get
just like your LCBO.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm just saying, if they could make a Tim Hortons into a trailer, they could make an LCBO into a trailer. It wouldn't be the best LCBO, but
you get all the beer you need.
That's where Tim Hortons belongs, is in a trailer.
There you go. I agree with you wholeheartedly there. Their service and quality have gone downhill like crazy in the last.
But Greg loves their coffee.
They went down ever since AB InBev bought them out, right?
I actually don't drink coffee, so I don't. Really
and we're taking
you're commenting on coffee beers.
Who is talking shit about Cafe Del Bastardo? This is the guy you're taking your pay from. I
don't drink coffee either, but I love Cafe Del Bastardo. So
I like the taste of coffee. I just don't drink coffee on a regular basis.
I don't like drinking coffee. I like the taste of coffee in some things, though.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't really.
Don't really what?
Okay, really, Joe, relax.
That being said,
I don't love Tim Hortons either, but when I'm traveling and it's the only thing open, sometimes it's better than nothing.
Man, you gay.
Yeah, that's totally true.
Gotta find a Tim Hortons video and put that in the comments, Stuart.
Tim Hortons reviews. Tim Hortons bathroom reviews. Even worse.
Oh,
Jerking my ice cap, man. You gay?
Well, I mean,
it's got the cheap toilet paper in here, man. You gay?
given what we know about sites and how they sort of link to certain videos, no doubt when you look for like the history of Tim Hortons, you'll find this video linked at the very bottom of the page. And if you go through it long enough, Tim Hortons, you gay?
Yeah.
No, it's not Tim Hortons. It's the guy reviewing it. Of course, he's
Oh, clearly.
Can't breathe.
That's what they meant. Yeah. Can't breathe. He's
a racist. You gay?
Hey, you know what? Their ham and Swiss is not bad.
Man, it sounds like you're out of breath just drinking this beer. By the way, I love the review and you're awesome.
Tim Hortons doesn't make the ham and Swiss anymore. They dropped the Swiss in favor of cheddar, which is a cheaper fucking cheese.
Or did you sell it on
Oh, but
Would you
cheddar,
just
but
say,
cheddar's so good though. Is it real cheddar or is it processed cheddar? Because cheddar's so good though.
processed.
Did you
I don't know.
Did you say ham fist? That sounds like you gay.
Ham fist? You get
God.
So, there's no doubt that any of us are gay. I mean, we're all gay.
Nick, how upset are you about the cheese change? Are you on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you put your anger level at?
I would rate it about 3.5 yurts out of 5.
That's pretty. And I mean, that's super angry, dude.
Yeah, and really old too.
Yeah,
See, ordinarily, I like cheddar more than I like
3.5 yurts at a Redbeard.
Except the thing is, often cheddar they stick on these sandwiches that are so processed. They're no.
I have no anger in me at all.
Yeah,
I really don't want Ewart in or out of Redbeard. I don't want them anywhere near.
I want him in and out of Redbeard.
Redbeard has no anger in him at all.
I want to see Redbeard red from the backside.
Oh my God.
Oh Jesus Christ!
We have hit rock bottom.
You sure, Redbeard?
What?
Congratulations.
I'm gonna go grab another beer.
Yeah, good move.
That is not a good idea.
Have I made this awkward?
No, not to change the subject.
Greg, you make everything awkward.
Oh, good.
Every time Greg talks, I just see someone named Sophia with ketchup, a ketchup squirter with chocolate in it, making a painting.
It really is the only word he's heard is squirter, right?
You're painting behind you there.
Oh, okay.
Like a mustard
I was
squirter
wondering who
with-
Sophia the squirter was.
See, I told you. I fucking told you. The only word he heard of that was squirter.
There's a lady in my work named Sophia, and I imagine she might be a squirter.
No, I mean, like anyone who
Can you
calls
dip your finger in that? Is that chocolate on that painting?
it looks like a combination of chocolate and that slime you could get from like the old Ghostbusters toys. Like,
listen, my wife really likes this painting, and she's within earshot, so don't make fun of it. It's a very nice painting.
I like your wife and all, but her taste is terrible.
What's that? You love her taste in paintings, Lee? Thank you.
I think she's a fantastic person from what I know of her. But her taste in paintings is kind of garbage.
Lisa says you're a fantastic person, and your taste in men is impeccable.
Yeah, Lee's comment is like the
what I
comments
said
under his Corona video.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what? You're a great person, but your taste is just absolutely shitty, just terrible.
Bro, you gay?
That's not even a paint. That's not even a painting. That's not even like art is subjective and all, but that doesn't even like fall into subjective art. Like that's just someone splattered some shit on a fucking canvas and sold it for a really. How much did you didn't pay for that, did you?
No, I did not, and I.
Okay, good.
I don't know what it's worth.
Good, good.
On that note, I'm out. I can't talk art.
All right, it is bedtime for you. It's pretty late. Right. Get that prune juice in you.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good sleep, old man.
Make me that clip, buddy. That'd be awesome. Appreciate that.
Right. I was kind of hoping you would think some more, but I guess not.
You were, but before you go, hold on.
He's already gone.
Yeah, it's a bit late. It's good. It's a bit late.
Oh, did you leave already?
Yeah, I mean, he needs to get to bed. It's almost 11.
This is the last can of this goddamn beer.
Oh, is that IPA number 5?
Dude, did you have to like mortgage your place to like
liquid
afford all? Like you bought like 40 cans of that shit.
I bought a fair bit. It's fucking awesome. I love it.
No, dude, it's really not. It's fucking Five Alive with vodka added, and it's the exact.
You know what? It's not though. It's not at all.
No, it really is. Like I've had it twice. I never buy it again. It wasn't that good. There's something fucked up about you to buy that.
I'm sorry that I don't have the same tongue as you. I'm actually pretty happy I don't have the same tongue as you.
No, my tongue's actually had yarn on it before.
That's a weird comment.
Matt. I see you're drinking a wrench. What do you think?
That's the thing, Greg. Greg's tongue is still tainted from years of terrible vagina plunging and eating things.
Okay. You read it.
Terrible vagina and terrible asshole.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that just fucking shut it right down right there. Silence.
Yeah.
I think the only way to fucking solve this is you two need to kiss.
Yeah.
I thought there was a legitimate question being asked.
Let's
was
make
there?
out with blood beer.
Yes, there was. Before you guys both fucking talked over it.
You expect way too much out of this chat, Ashley. I gotta tell you.
I know.
I was attempting to ask about Matt's beer choice there. And
What do you want to know about it?
Well, I was just wondering what you thought of it, but then again,
I thought it's delicious. I reviewed it before.
You reviewed it, and I didn't watch it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's on you, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. You're
that is totally on me.
Hey, I have a topic. Redbeard's latest video. He had a problem with he basically said that fruit should have pesticides on it. No, I'm joking, of course. But he was talking about bows, how they're what's their tagline? They're all natural,
organic.
Yes.
And you said that you don't really care that they are or
not.
The whole organic thing for me, it doesn't make. Like I was saying earlier, before you came in, but the whole Bose thing, like talking about like hyped beers and stuff, other breweries making these amazing beers. Like Bose tries to hype themselves as being this organic, all natural brewery, but it doesn't add anything to. All it does is add to their price. In my personal opinion, like their IPA number 5, the full-time IPA, sorry, they just recently released in cans. It's like almost $4 a can, and it's not that impressive of an IPA, in my opinion. Like I'll buy like 10 different IPAs at lower price points I find tastier before I'll go for that one because.
Yeah. But so not going for like an IPA or whatever, but if it was like some like a high-end fruit beer, and one is touted that it's like all natural, compared to one that's not. Do you think there is a difference in price and a difference in quality, even if they taste the same? Like, would you?
If I had like two similar styles with like that in mind and tasted them, but at the same, I've had some, and usually when they're making beer, it'll be all natural fruit juice, not necessarily organic fruit juice, but they still use all natural fruit juice, and just because it's not organic doesn't make it less delicious in my mind a lot of the times, kind of thing. Like. Organic doesn't add to flavor from what my experience has been over time. Like I've tried organic apple as opposed to non-organic and other things like that. And it just, I don't find there to be, apparently Marcel was going off on how there's been studies and there's more nutritional value in organic stuff and this and that. But
and this is what I'm getting at. When it gets to, if you're eating like a bunch of fruit from one is a place that uses a bunch of pesticides compared to one that does not. It's one thing. If you have a beer that's made with that same ingredient, does it matter? I don't know.
I'd say that's Marcel was just yelling at me the other night. We weren't having wasn't having this nice peaceful, nice calm conversation we're having right now. Like what you just said makes it like they do the whole boil and all this shit with the beer. It's like it's gonna take away any badness that might be in there anyway, basically. And but when you're saying like to actually eat like, but then I guess, but again the flavor, like I'm all about flavor. I don't buy my food based on its nutritional value most of the time. I buy it on what I like. And when it comes to fruits and vegetables and stuff, I've never really found an organic vegetable or piece of fruit to have a super big advantage in flavor over a non-organic piece of fruit.
And it honestly won't. It's all in the impact that the growing of that fruit, vegetable, grain, whatever it is, has on the environment.
The soil and stuff like that. Like,
exactly. So I mean,
my grandpa had a farm, a big garden on his property, and he used to spray shit on it to keep the bugs off. And I'd walk up there and grab a carrot out of the ground and walk over and give it a little wash, and it was some of the best fruit I've ever had in my life, best vegetables ever. It was delicious. So I don't know, that wasn't really organic, but fuck.
Does it really matter? Does it really matter if the beer tastes good? That's the bottom line for me. If the beer tastes good, I don't care how the fuck you make it. And let's be pretty honest here. I think most people agree. Really fake ass bullshit beers that are like, super produced and are not necessarily brewed the way most, traditional beers are brewed, you can kind of taste the difference. Like if you look at like really shitty tourist beers, like from like Niagara Brewing or something like that, those are substandard shitty beers. It doesn't matter how fucking authentically brewed they are; they're crap the way they do them. Now, and then you can take like beers that are using like fruit puree or whatever. They're not using this. They're not dropping like fucking blueberries into their tank. They're dropping like some processed fucking fruit into their tank. And if the beer's great, who gives a flying fuck? And the organic moniker, I totally agree with Redbeard. It's often used just to jack up the price of the beer. And I've had too many beers that say they're organic that are just crap at the same time. Like Mill Street, before they got bought out, their organic stuff, absolute fucking garbage. Like it's just like they were tourist beers. Like it's almost like they're anticipating being bought out because they were just so touristy.
And it's not because the ingredients themselves were organic. It's just because the process that they used to make the beer or the recipe, et cetera, just weren't that great. Exactly. But the whole organic thing is just that to get that certification, to get, to that certain level where you can say that all the ingredients are organic, it's just inherently expensive. And we're not at that stage with agriculture where the price can come down, right?
For me, it's like a rabbit hole situation where it's like if you have a cider, if you have two different ciders and one of them has nitrates added, one of them does not, you're gonna drink the other one, like the one without nitrates, and you're going to think that you're having a better experience. It's going to, it's just apples and it's a drink that's fresher and better for you and blah blah blah. Whereas a beer that has fruit added and it has organic compared to non-organic fruit, it's just a different level of, doesn't matter. I don't know.
Yeah. And my question is, I mean, let's put aside like just sort of casual beer drinkers and tourists, people who come in and drink beers, tourist beers and shit like that. Let's just talk about like guys like us who are deeply embedded in drinking beer all the time and craft beer with that. Do any of us have any illusions to the fact that we're drinking at times too much beer and we're drinking stuff and that's not good for us? Like we're drinking big beers that are not they're not healthy. Like we're drinking beer.
It's ethanol. It's literally a poison for your body. Yes, it's something you shouldn't be drinking.
We all know what we're doing. We all know what we're doing. We're drinking stuff that, if you go beyond just in moderation, you're actively putting stuff in your body that's not great for you. And fucking we still do it, and we know, and would the moniker of organic make any fucking difference for anybody on this panel?
So organic or not, I think the organic label is not so much for our well-being, but more so for the environment's well-being. And I think that's where the difference is, right?
It's a selling point is what it is. And it makes Bose benefits a lot from having that badge stamped onto their beers. Yeah. It's good for business for them. That's the bottom line, really. It has nothing to do with the quality of their beers. Their beers would still be initially really great when they started out, and now just substandard slop.
I was gonna say, if only,
sorry, go ahead.
They had like a good flavor badge or something on their bottles.
Well, I was gonna say, like you say it's good for their business, but on the opposite side, it's not good because their organic process that makes their beers cost a lot more than I feel they should makes me like their DeBerry's Treasure, whatever the hell it was. It was like a black raspberry and something else I can't think of off the top of my head. Goza, and I had it, and it was almost $8 for the regular Bose size bottle, which is like Bottle Imp. I think is the other one I bought from them that was that same price, and that was like an 8-9% coffee stout. It was, speaking of coffee beers, really good coffee beer right there, but it was more worth it because it was, higher ABV and stuff. This Goza was like 4%, and it was barely any berry flavor. And then Marcel starts going off. He's like, well, that's not how you're supposed to drink it. You're supposed to drink it with like frozen berries dropped into the thing. And I went to the brewery and that's how they served it. And this, that. It's like, okay, so they want me to spend more money on top of the $8 to put my own berries into it because they couldn't put enough berries themselves. That's
you need extra berries.
I don't think it's hurting Bose at all though. At their bottom line, like I think they've kind of snugly, from what I see, I might be totally wrong. It sounds like they've snugly sort of fit into the position of being like a tourist brewery. Like they've gotten big enough where they're widespread enough where not only are they almost like a national brewery now, if not a national brewery.
I'm not denying they're doing very well. I'm just saying, like in terms of like my personal opinion on that whole, like they're jacking their prices up and being, we're all organic is not helping me buy. Like I will buy, I'll buy any one of their beers that's new to review it. But generally, I won't go back and grab another one unless it's amazing, which is often because the price point. Like actually, I bought a few bottles of that Cavalier Blue blueberry IPA. I really like that beer, but that's the only one I can think of in recent memory.
That's totally valid, and I just think Bose is different than like say if you had a smaller brewery that was trying that shit, that might actively hurt them if they were trying to do that and they're upping the cost and stuff. Bose are I think now in a position where it's not hurting them at all. Like they can afford to do that shit. So
I'll agree with that for sure. Yeah. Like
the one thing I'll tag on is what Ashley said. It's just nice to have the thought of some places, not adding to the amount of chemicals pumped into the world.
Yep. Right.
So there's that.
100%.
But Redbeard, what I'm saying is some people that are sensitive to that can latch onto that, and it's a nice thing to, if you want to buy your beer, have that and latch onto it because, like, just thinking back.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
Thinking back to the 80s and 90s, like my neighbors when I was young, when I was younger. So many of them just pump so many fucking chemicals into their lawn to get rid of all the weeds.
Oh yeah.
And
I understand. Like, but at this stage where we're at now, places that are
who the fuck cares about that stuff? Let your weeds grow, whatever. And don't pump all this shit into the ozone.
A lot of these bigger farms now that are non-organic, the pesticides they're using nowadays have been researched since way back when it was fucking like they're still not great. Like you wouldn't want to be in the middle of a field when they're fucking crop dusting or something, but it's not nearly as harmful overall to the environment as it used to be.
People aren't putting DDT on their crops anymore.
Yeah. Shit has come a fair ways since back then. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I still can't appreciate
farmers though. So,
and I'll play devil's advocate right now. Redbeard, you Monsanto apologist. You're trying to poison our children right now, you piece of shit.
I have no kids of my own, but I have a niece and a nephew, so I guess
all of our children are going to grow up to look like the fucking Elephant Man because you're supporting Monsanto right now, you piece of garbage. And your GMOs.
GMO, baby.
Right. Anybody want to read the last bunch of comments that are on the video before I kick this offline?
It's been a little bit since comments have been read, actually. There's a fucking few.
I mean Ashley's been engaging with people in the comments, so it feels like we don't even have to acknowledge these plebes, really.
All right.
I mean, we should
want to read them?
No, we should just finish off by saying, Chris Peters killed those women, and like you go off air classy as we usually do.
Yeah, you should click the button.
I don't even know where people left off in the chat here for looking at the comments because
that's what I was saying, man. They've been Joe was kind of picking and choosing for a while there.
Ashley's responding to all these comments. I mean, we have 2 comments after Ashley Sexton's last comment. So, and Eric Gilbert's even saying, "Wrap it up." Like, get the fuck off air.
Warp it up. No, he said warp it up, which means he wants to engage. Like he wants to us to hit the high gear and head for the Alpha Centauri system.
He wants this to become even more exciting. I don't know how it can.
Wrap it up. Okay, great thing. Wrap it up. All right.
Yeah, fuck you. How dare you doubt me? I knew he was just a spelling mistake.
It's been a while since you've done beer reviews, so it's.
This has been a great fucking chat.
Yeah, let's just cap this off, and all I have to say is, Chris Peters, you gay.
No, just before you leave, I have one idea. Collective Arts.
Come on, Jamie.
There is a painter. He's a French artist, and his name is Paul Cézanne. So I think you should make a sour beer, Cézanne, with one of his paintings on it. And Chris Peters is a fine gentleman, and I don't agree with anything that anyone else has said.
Jamie, you gay.
Yeah, no worries.
I totally agree with that.
That's stupid. Thanks for watching.
We all gay.
Fuck all you people. You gay.
Yeah, we gay.